Ugh, did it? If anyone comes in, actually, I haven't even got my cup of coffee. Let me go and get it. Well, I don't know because it's Mother's Day and everybody's doing stuff, maybe. It's sniffly. Let me go and get. But I'll just chat as if we're in anyway. I think I'm live. Yeah, so I went down the Vale and I'm just went down. Well, it is called. It's like a park, country park, and oh, these are the daffodils I got off my son, my youngest. Really cute. So he's not here today, but I've got them. I've had a message off him this morning. It was so cute, and it's like, "Love you all the world. Happy Mother's Day." I got myself some new brushes for a present to myself, some art brushes, because the other ones I've got are so small, and these are longer, bigger. So got them. Yes, Jack, you were asleep a minute ago, and I've treated myself to a strawberry tart. You know, for a treat. Lots of things are starting to come together, and even things that I drew a few weeks ago, or certain colours that I've spoke about, which I'm like, a bit like the colour magenta, which, if anyone remembers, when I was talking about a dream I had with two young men in it, where one was wearing blue and one was wearing red, but I said it was more the burgundy. When I think about it, it was like a magenta colour, but I couldn't hear the conversation these people, beings or whatever, were having in this where did I say it was, like, garden. There was guards there and they were friendly, but they were from different sides of something, because one was wearing like a magenta sort of, I think it was a suit because it wasn't earthly looking, as I said, and one was wearing like a blue. So one had dark hair. I think the one with the magenta outfit on had hair. How I remember it, but it's just funny things coming out. But I went down the country park today because I've been feeling a bit blocked. No wonder I've got a bit of the sniffles as well, and my head was awful this morning. Like, just, when you get the sinusy thing here, and not like really bad, but I never take like, headache tablets or anything like that. I just try and do it naturally. I don't like taking anything, so I thought if I go out for, which I was going to do today anyway, if I go out for a nature walk, it will clear it. What are you piping up for now? It will clear it, which it has done. Not necessarily the snuffles, but it has cleared my head, which I knew it would. So that's why I went out and did it. And I knew it was energies, and that's what I'm sort of talking about, energies. So So, and the reason why I've come on now, because I don't think I'll be coming on later. I think I'm going to chill out because it is Mother's Day, so that's why I thought I'd come now. Just let me. So if there's no one in, it doesn't matter. People can watch it after when it is Mother's Day. I don't know if people are out and stuff. So I'm just gonna waffle on. So yeah, I just think there's been a lot of blocked energies, and I need to clean the house as well and do some in that because I believe there's some blocked in the house again from recently. But I think the chat I put was merging energy because merging energy merging energies merging. Which funnily enough is in my book that I draw in. You know, this one. Which funnily enough I will go back to this. I'm gonna have to sort this camera out because I believe it's the wrong way or something. I can't figure out which way to put it. This picture, but also, you know, the one where I did this one and this one, which I wrote underneath it, and now I'm thinking, oh, that's what I was gonna sort of talk about, which says, rise into a higher consciousness, and then I wrote underneath that ascending is merging within that true essence, which I believe our energies are merging, and that is good. Well, I won't say good and bad, I'd say the dark and the light, because we hold the dark and the light. Mother Nature, this is really weird not seeing people come in. Mother Nature holds light and dark because things happen in nature that are natural. Dark! Things happen in nature that are natural and naturally happen, but also there's a dark side that happens in Mother Nature. You know, things die, things, you know, we see things in nature we don't like. That's not very nice, but that's how it is. So because there's things that happen in nature that aren't very nice, there's also things that happen here that aren't very nice because that's the way things are. We hold the dark and the light just like Mother Earth does. Oh God, I hope this is right. So it's not to push your dark side away. Dark side. It's to what I believe the ascension is of stuff I've been watching again, because I feel like in the Matrix or whatever, or you're on like sci-fi film. Right, I just need to. I'm going to check something because this is saying it's live, but I'm finding this really weird, so I'm just going to check something. I go live on here if it's the same, because I don't know. I'm finding. Might just be the day. Check. Right, why is there two people there? Whoever's there watching, say hi, because I'm live on my PC and I can't see anybody in there, but I can see three people on here. So am I actually live on there or not? Oh, Goddess Witch Bella, are you on here as well? Getting confused, I just had to come and check. Who's in chat now on the phone? I don't know what I'm doing now. Goddess Witch Bella's just come over. I'm on my PC, but I'm also on my phone. I'm just checking because there's three people here, and it said there was no one live in chat here. Aha. Right, is that you lot off the... Right, I was finding it a bit odd, even though it's Mother's Day and I thought people would be doing stuff. That. Right. I'll go back over. This sounds weird because I'm on my phone, but I'm actually on PC. So 2 of you in here, but 4 of you on here. So I'll go over and see if it. Bye. Yeah, sorry about that. Goddess Witch Bella in National Memorial Gardens. It was obviously I'm live. I just couldn't understand why I couldn't see people in chat unless they were just lurking. I was like, is anybody there? Normally people say hello. So say something again if you are there. There's greetings, Dolly, and hi. If anyone else is there, can you please say hi? Because it's not. Oh, sorry. I'm so blind. Now I can see the viewers. 4 viewers, sorry. I didn't see it. It's just because no one said anything. So I was like, is anybody there? I'm just talking to myself. Not that it'd matter. Just be like filming it. Okay, so there are some people there. So, what was I talking about? Oh God, someone remind me. What was I just saying then? Energies merging. Oh yeah, the dark and the light, because that is an organic nature. There is dark and light. We hold dark and light because we are. I hope this comes out properly. We are. I did write some stuff. Actually, let me have a look at it because I'm probably going to forget. Don't normally write stuff out organically, but because I'm a bit off today, as in my sinuses and stuff. Cool. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the balance of dark and light. We've got to balance basically our dark and light, and I'm going to show you some pictures in a minute of the same energy, but it's a different energy. Dark and light. What the same Mother Earth is. Yes. Yeah, because Mother Earth's going through a lot of changes at the minute. Therefore, we're going through a lot of changes at the minute because, like I said, we are connected to her. I believe she is a living, breathing being. We live upon her, and we are her organic little, I don't even know what the right word is, little organic anemones, whatever you call them, like woo, with our little antennae and everything. Hi Robin. And she's going through a lot of changes now with earthly energy changes. There's a lot of things going on, like floodings and this, that and the other. Yes, we know there's stuff out there that is not organically happening, and there's tech out there, but there is things happening around the earth plane that she is in a bit of a what's the right word, because we're going through it now, purge, that night, so whatever you want to say, it is sort of like hers, because what she does we do. So she's purging stuff out, and she's getting rid of negative energies, energies that are not needed, old energies. Like I was saying today in the country park, I feel like I was just getting rid of some stale energies. So by her doing that, it's like her purging is like an earthquake or a flood. It's like blah 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 blah, purging, sort of getting it out of the system, getting the old system and getting ready for the new system that's coming in, a new rebirth of, like, someone said this and I was like, yeah, that just sounds about right, turning into a star, rebirthing into a star. Because if anyone's on the same wavelength of, like, is every star up there a sort of, I was saying like a being, but then again it is like a living being, they are living, getting ready to turn into light, turning into a star, where they would say on the other side, the ones that are always pumping out the agendas, oh yeah, well the earth's going to blow up, it's going to blow up because it's apocalypse, it's the end of time. It's like, no, it's the end of a earthly system cycle that always happens on every realm, and it goes into rebirthing and turning into a star. If anyone gets what I'm saying, where we're that part of the ascension. Is that what we're always meant to do? Is that why there's so many stars? Because every sort of earth in a different, I don't know, do you want to say dimension? I don't know, goes through this cycle and then turns into a star. But those who want to put fear out, fear mongering all the time, are always like, yes, the world's going to blow up. All them stars are just planets or whatever you want to call it, that blown up and you're just seeing the light, you know, from millions of miles away, and all that sort of stuff. I don't believe in that. Like she's rebirthing with new energies to go in. But because she's doing this, she's purging. Hi, Andrew. We're purging. And that's why so many people at the minute, I believe, are having difficulties with energies, anger, disease, confusion, depression, and all that sort of stuff, because that's what it is. And this is just me saying this, by the way, and I was listening to a few things that just made sense. But hi, Sleeping Warrior, Merry Christmas. Because like I said, I just come on to get this out. Yes, I've got a cold. You can't. Hiya, Amanda Panda. You can't not take your dark side with you. Your dark side's a part of you. It always will be. It's like I keep saying, it's all about balance. Your dark side, a lot of people say going about ego and that, you're still taking your ego with you. It's just that your ego has to be in balance. It has to be retaught again. But I don't know if I'm getting this out right. You have to look at your dark side and know what it is. But your dark side also does make you... If you didn't have your dark side, it wouldn't sort of make you want to stand up for truth and stuff. Because I'm not being funny, Pete. I'm into all the spiritual stuff, but you've got to understand that there's a lot of stuff putting out there, and it's not because people who are doing it, no, just following another program. So I'm into all that, but like I said, it's on the Q map. Actually, I know where the Q map is, so I'm going to go and get it in a minute. They hijacked every program. They hijacked every system. So even when you think you've jumped to another system, they hijack that system. So that's why it's hard to get around truth, and sometimes you'll stay in something because you think it's all light and love, and then you find out actually it's just keeping me here. We're not really doing anything. It's just sort of, I mean, it's all right. It feels all right. It doesn't feel bad, but I'm still not. Because if you think you know everything and you're all godly, because that's another thing I've got a problem with at the minute, and you're all, I'm just going to let this come out as it is, and I don't want to offend anyone, so just let me, but it's just me saying it out loud, is coming in on a tangent now, I'm thinking, yeah, is, what I was saying now, I was saying in a tangent of, I'm all-knowing and all this, well, we're not all-knowing, and even the all-knowing is always learning. It's all about learning. You'll get to another aspect of something, or whatever the right word is, and you'll still be learning. And that's how I believe infinity goes on, and we go on, because we'll never stop. We're always learning something new. When you think you've got to the top of something, you'll be back at the bottom to go up again, because I just think, you know, you're just always learning, if anyone gets what I'm saying. So I'm just going to grab the Q map a minute, because it is relevant. This is the old Q map, not the new one, because I've got a new one. This is like falling to bits because I've had it that long. And I must say, thank you. I must say, there's people that I'm watching, like I say, I don't resonate with everything people are saying, because I don't believe everyone knows everything. But this person was saying about, oh yeah, I think Trump's coming, and I don't think he's good necessarily, but it's like, oh, he's bringing something in. What he's bringing in is people need to look at the dark side. That is what Trump's bringing in. And if you want to say the player, the stage, well, he's not bringing in the agenda they were bringing in. He's trying to get you to look at that agenda to show you that it is a game that they've always played. He's telling you, look at mainstream media. All over the world at the minute know that mainstream media lie. He's trying to get you to look at these. I'm not saying he's bringing certain stuff up, but he's getting you to look at these things. Look at the dark side. Look at what's really going on. Look at how they play the game. It's a game that they've played for many years. So just because somebody says they're not agreeing with Trump, or they're not sure it's this, that and the other, it doesn't mean that this person's right on that side of Trump, like I said. But that doesn't bother me that the person I was watching was talking about it, because he wasn't really saying it was good or bad. It was just like, you know, and someone else has said that as well. He's just bringing out the dark side. We all have a dark side, and it's not to be, tell you why I've got a problem with the GOD at the minute. I'll tell you that in a minute, so don't be offending anyone. Right, on the key map. Right, because I don't... Right, see the camera? See there? Don't know if it's in focus. It says, you probably can't see it over here. There, it says, technology, spirituality, high level spirituality. You've got, like I said, Atlantis, Lemuria, and Mu, and some other things, but there's a lot of stuff that I got in there. Like I said, they've got in all the, they hijacked everything because they knew, we know about religion, and if you don't believe it, that's okay, don't be offended. We know about religion and how they got in there. It's all a program to control people. So the next thing after that would have been like New Age and all that, because it's like, we're moving away from religion, but we're all like New Age, love and light, which is brilliant, because I'm into, like, you could call it New Age, love and light, but you've got to be careful of the false light, because they did get in there to just keep being, let's say, that dimension, and just keep you sitting there and blissing out, but then not really moving from there, if anyone gets what I'm saying. So I'm going to show you some pictures of a video I was watching, the guy that I was talking about yesterday, to go and watch, because watch his videos, I take from it what I see to be truth. And I just took some pictures because most of you will have seen some of these pictures, and they're only a couple just to explain about energy of reptilians and, say, Nordics. And, you know, I'm sorry, I still do believe in beings and ETs, and I think we're ETs as well to other beings, because I just do. My dad's gone a bit off it, like, oh, I don't know, because they were bringing the alien, Project Blue Beam, fake alien invasion. Well, they do that anyway, real or not, do you know what I mean? But I do believe in that. I don't believe we're the only beings. We got told that anyway, but I feel here, got your chakras, because I'm not even into that anymore, and I might talk about that again, because I've got my chakra book, and I've not really read it, because I'm just like, is that another system like this guy was saying? Not to offend anyone, because you can do all that, but I believe your energy systems that you're opening or getting rid of, you do it naturally through things that you're learning and the process that you're going through, naturally, organically. And when you say heart chakra, you know when someone says heart, like, oh yeah, it's over here, actually you don't say that when you're sort of like, oh, here, in the middle. I don't know why I'm doing that, but it's in the middle. And Dolly, we go to the light when we die. Yeah, but this is the thing. Some people say we go to the light when we die, but do we go to the light when we die? Is it the light? Is it the real light or a false light? Because I believe there's two. You understand about systems and how they put systems in systems to get you to go the wrong way. Just for example, you might have seen this picture before. Right, this is a reptilian. Someone, I don't know if it was on Star Trek or something. Right. This reptilian, what would you say about this reptilian? Right. You got this reptilian, and then you've got this reptilian. And we're talking about energies here. We're not thinking what we're told in our head to be evil or the dark side. We're going with our heart. That's what it's about. Energy is feeling. It's not thinking, it's feeling. So next one. What's this one? Right, so this one you're seeing now is number 2. Let's go back to number 1, and I want to ask you a question. This is just an example. You don't have to believe in this. I'm just saying. So, right, reptilian 1. Right, look at him. Get a feeling. I'm going to ask you in a minute. This is 1. Right, not a very good picture, so it's probably not really a good picture to represent what I'm trying to show. Right, reptilian number 2. Get a feeling. Right. I'm going to go back to 1. What do you think? I'm not saying there's any wrong or right answer. I'm just saying, what do you feel off this one? Do you feel a good energy or a bad energy? What a handsome guy. Well, I think the other one is, what do you think? Oh, which way to go? Oh, Revel, I'll tell you in a minute. So, come on, guys. What energy did you get off this being? And then I'm going to go to number 2 again, because I'm going to tell you what I get. Right, so that's 1. Right, 2. I kind of like him, honestly. Well, this one, bad energy of the first one. Thank you, Andrew, because that's what I think. I think this one here, he looks more like the guy said whose video I was watching. He looks more. He is reptilian, a bit smoother skinned than that. But to me, he doesn't come across in energy to me as evil or from the dark side. He just looks full of knowledge. I know he hasn't got an expression because just because he's not all like singing, dancing, massive smile on his face does not mean he's a dark energy. He just looks like he knows a lot of stuff, where compared to the one I showed before, which is a bad image, really, not a very good one. I'm probably going to have to find another one. This one looks a bit more menacing, especially even with his skin, you know, he just looks more warlike, you know. You don't think with your head. That's why they pump out a lot of stuff with the agenda today to tell you what's meant to be evil, what's meant to be bad, and what's meant to be the light and what's meant to be the dark. Because they're getting you to think it's not your head. You've got it comes from the heart. It comes from feeling the energies. It's about energies, people. So you're feeling the energies. So let's go to the next pictures because this might make more sense better than the reptilians. And this is about racism as well, even in them realms, if you get what I'm saying. But let me just put these two down. So, right, we've got Nordic 1. Right, here's Nordic 1. Now, if you've seen this, you're probably like, oh, yes, it's a Nordic, you know, it's a Palladian being, or what people say, you know, looks a bit Palladian. Now, look at his face. Don't look at him thinking what you've been told. Yes, it's light, blonde hair, it's light, you know, it looks very angelic, you know, that sort of thing. But look at the eyes, look at the facial, just look at the face, right? That's Nordic 1. Now let's look at Nordic 2. Now we're thinking about more organic, natural beings. Now let's go to Nordic 2. Nordic 2, what do you get off this one? Exactly, Revel. Nordic 1, so that's Nordic 2. I'll come back on in a minute. Right, Nordic 1, where's he gone? Right, Nordic 1. I mean, at first you might be like, oh yeah, it looks like sort of Palladian. Oh, he does not get, looking at his face, really, he doesn't come across as good intentions. I'm not saying they're evil, but apparently on them beings, when people talk about beings, there are Nordics that are very, very evil and Nordics are very, very good, and I will talk about that in a minute. So this being, Nordic being, comes across to me, he hasn't got good intentions. I mean, look at them eyes. Might be all looking like blonde hair and angel-y like, but he doesn't come across as natural, organic. Whereas if we go to number 2, this is what I'm talking about when you feel it with your heart essence, not your brain. Let's go to Nordic number 2. Now, Nordic number 2 looks more organic, more natural, facials more softer, you know, if anyone gets what I'm saying. So I'm going to come back to me and sort of explain, if I can, what I was. So yeah. But did anyone get what I was saying? You don't. This is why they pump out in the films. Oh, you know, if you're on the alien thing, I am sorry, but oh, the aliens are bad, and these ones are bad, and the reptilians are bad, and these are bad, and the Nordics are good. Well, they're just like us. There'll be Nordics, if you want to say that, Palladian-looking beings, whatever. You know, we've seen them sort of pictures that are good and bad. There are reptilians that are good or bad, because some are natural, organic, and some aren't. Because we have all these different sort of aspects and layers of different consciousness and all this sort of stuff I can't even explain. So we as human beings, there are white people that are good. There are white people that are bad. Not all this bollocks of people going about race wars like, oh, the whites are white devils and oh, the blacks are this, that, and the other, and all the Chinese that. No. In every race, white people are good, white people are bad. Black people are good, black people are bad. You know what I mean? whatever race you come from, there's good and bad. There's two sides, there's dark and light. There's people that are just more on the dark side than they are on the light side. So all this rubbish that people are pumping out with races at the minute, like, this, that, and the other, it's like rubbish. Doesn't mean because you're white you're evil and you're black you're good, or vice versa. There's good and bad in all races. And that goes for the beings out there, if you believe in that, which I do. We're all a race of beings, and you either stand in the... maybe I don't even like saying that. You either stand in truth or you don't. You know, your essence is either more for the good, if we put it that way, or more for the bad. So it's like someone said, if you do believe in ETs, you know, beings or whatever... it's racist to them to say, like, because if you think about it, we always say, I've said it on here, oh yeah, joking, like, oh, it'd be about a reptilian, you know, because reptilians are bad. Well, yes, that's a bit racist, really, isn't it? Because they're not all bad. You know, like, we're not all bad, you know. Whether we are looking at the real... I don't know. But that's what I'm saying about the false light. When people say... oh, I died and I saw the light. Well, was it the true light, or was it this light that's being projected because they know that you believe in the light, and you think that if you saw something that looked like relatives or something angelic, you listen to what I'm saying, like I've just shown you them pictures, and it's beautiful, and it's speaking those words of love and light, that you'd be like, oh yeah, oof, go into the light. But then you get there and you're recycled, or you're taken away somewhere. Doesn't mean, I've said this to someone, doesn't mean just because somebody is speaking words of, oh, holiness, you know, and they're looking very angelic, that they are. Not saying it doesn't mean that they're not, but I'm saying you've got to, how do you know, you know? I think you have to feel it. You can feel somebody's energy, and you know that. You walk into a room, or a friend comes round your house and they brought another friend, and you always say something like, oh, they didn't say much, but I wasn't really sure about them. Their energy just seemed a bit off. So that's because you feel it. I've said on here many times before about certain things that are going on. It's not because I think it. Your intelligence comes from what you've been told, what you've been programmed. So if someone says to me, you're not very intelligent, I'm like, oh well, that's a compliment, really, because we get programmed. That's like what you've been told to me. Feel it. I'm like, oh, you know, we can all mess up sometimes, if anyone gets what I'm saying. And that's the thing about God as well. It's like, now is there a system, because I'm not religious, remember, and I don't like saying the word God. I like saying the word creator, more like universal. Universe, it's your universe, you are the universe creator, because I believe, sorry to offend anyone if you are religious, but that's okay, that's your thing, is it did get into religion, and are people who are highly religious saying God and those sort of words, put the word round the other way, praising and worshipping a false entity, but it's sucking all the energy up, because it is. Because the guy I told you to go and maybe watch yesterday to see if you resonated with just made total sense. Because these places are always saying, if you... Jack! Hang on a minute. You know, ooh, you're a bad person if you do this, or ooh, you're a bad person if you don't do that, and if you don't speak all love and light, you're a bad person. Oh, well, I swore the other day, do you know what I mean? If anyone gets what I'm saying, it's like, oh, he's twittering on with himself. He is saying something important. He's like, yeah. And I did write it down in my book, actually, because I said something profound, actually, and I thought, yeah, that's how I feel. I've always felt like that, because I'm a bit passive-aggressive. I'm getting told that, ooh, be the real you. It's like, yeah, I know that's not really me as in my essence when certain words come out my mouth, like they do. Like, you know, they do. that's just naturally in my personality of this avatar. Do you know what I mean? I know it's not the true essence, and we are going to that. That's why energy's emerging. But I'm not going to feel bad about it, because I was writing it down. And I had to write it down because I thought, yeah. Oh, I'm just dropping everything all over the floor. Just let me find it. I don't know if anyone gets what I'm saying. This is only just what I think, so don't be offended. Where is it? That's like our heart as well. Your heart energy is here. It's like your essence is cross in the middle. Where the balance, where the centre comes is the line down the body, the line across the arm, the centre of it hits here. Energy centre, heart centre, essence. Is did I write it down? And I think the karma thing as well, the karma and the drama thing, is if you're not letting something go, you're creating your own karma, and if you don't let it go, you're staying in the karma. But where's the bit about? I wrote it down. Like, you're not allowed to self-love yourself, you're not allowed to do this, and you're not allowed to do that. I wrote it down somewhere. I wrote a few quotes down as well, which I thought were really good. Oh, yeah, that's religion for you. Because, where was it? Yeah, because of the New Age religion as well. They say, they mistaken passion and compassion and confidence for anger and arrogance. They have lost touch with their fire. That's religion for you, someone said. They've lost touch with the fire. Don't give your energy away. Don't let anyone put your fire out. So when I get a bit like, that's my fire side of myself, you know. And I've been told that as well. You're mistaking your compassion. You haven't got compassion. It's like, hang on a minute. That is what they say. Because really, they want you to be controlled. They want you to be good little sheep that you are. Don't do this, don't do that. And we know that's what's coming in, especially with all this censoring and free speech. They don't want you saying anything or doing anything that's out of line. Don't you dare have any compassion. Don't you dare get angry for something you believe in. It's expressing yourself. If someone's always compressing something on you and suppressed, because this is what's been happening, and you wonder why people blow up and like end up doing something mad or swearing or something, because you're that compressed. That's the density of Earth, really, isn't it? This guy was saying that, and I thought that makes sense. The density of Earth is like all this consciousness put on and different layers of control and system after system after so many centuries. It's like, just F off. Do you know what I mean? Sorry to say that. Just like, will you just? That's like, I don't know if anyone got to say. It's like fighting against the system. It's just like, stop telling me what to think. Stop telling me what to say. When I feel like I want to say something, I don't know if this is making sense, I'll say it. And if I express myself in a way you don't like, well, oh well. Maybe I talk like this because I've felt suppressed before. I have felt suppressed in the past with talking my truth. I said to my friend yesterday, I went round to my friends and I said, when I talk about this stuff and you probably think I'm mad and everything. She just turned around and went, because she's one of my best friends for 20 odd years. Yuck! And she's sorry about that. She said, yeah, but we love you. We love you anyway, Thinks I'm whack, but she loves me anyway, and that's the way it's meant to be, Yeah, and I'm looking back like, this chat's really mixed up, but when I went on this country walk, I went down an area where my nana used to live, who's not here now. My mum's mum, who I was very close to, and we used to go to her house for 6 weeks in the holidays, school holidays, and stay there. And that was part of one of my lives, past lives it was, because it's not now, it was then. And I always, when I walk past it, I always think, oh yeah, I remember. But it's funny how you can look at something, and she planted some trees there, and they're still there, so part of her still there. But I was thinking, oh, who lives there now? And life goes on, doesn't it? Because she's not here now, or my granddad, and we used to hang out there, and it's the old gate's still on there. Funny enough, that's not changed. They've just repainted like a metal, it's a nice gate, a metal gate, with all metal work on it. That's still there, which I think is really nice. And the trees are still there that she planted. But just like, and life goes on because other people live there now. And I used to hang around the area, and I'm like, oh, isn't it funny? Like, when I was younger, I'd never I would never think, oh, one time we won't be here. Because when you're younger, you just see it's like you're always there, playing in my nana's garden and just doing them things. And obviously you grow, you get older, and people move away or you lose different friends. But life goes on, and I was just sort of thinking about that as well. And life does go on, like I said yesterday, with plants growing up beside of old dilapidated buildings. Life comes in everywhere. It will find a way. It will find a way. It just flows with the energy. Even in the darkest of places, or places you wouldn't even think that life will pop up, it will. I don't even know what I'm trying to say here. I think I'm trying to say there's a lot of layers and a lot of systems, and you come out of one system and you go into another system, and you think that that's like the true system, and then you find out that Jack, do you mind? Right, I'm going to let him out. That's what he's asking for. Sure. Ooh, Right, be quiet then. You might see him fly past, I don't know. Going to get noisy. So, an oak tree, 60 plus years old, very big. Not yeah. It's just it reminds me of banana every time I see them that they're still there. But what was I going to say? Yeah, and you just got to be careful what systems you get into. Hi, Colin. Yeah, never-ending cycles. But I do think there is a thing with the God system. I'm not offending anyone. Just saying. I think that there's a bit of a thing going on there. You shouldn't really be worshipping anything else. You being you. But like I said, when I was in the country, it was beautiful because that is what we're a part of. She is feminine body that we reside on. So happy Mother Earth Day to her. And like I said, we're all purging at the minute because she's purging all these energies and suppressedness that's going on, and even her ego and stuff that's been suppressed and not asked of her, and things are happening to her that she wasn't asked. Like, we haven't been asked, if you get what I'm saying, with the physical side of things, like what's been going on with the government and stuff. They never asked us. Just do stuff. They never asked her. They just do stuff on Earth. Just do stuff on Earth as they don't ask her, do they? They take a lot of forests and stuff and destroy animals and stuff like that. We feed off Mother Earth. We drink Mother's bodily fluids, water and stuff like that. We eat from the earth, the animals and things like that on the earth, or plants, fruit or whatever. The physical side, whatever you want to say they are poisoning Mother Earth. Therefore, come and sit on my shoulder. Therefore, it poisons us. They know that. That's why they poison Mother Earth. Oh, Anon, I'm not really interested what you've got to say, because I thought you'd come on and try and say something different. If you don't believe you're part of Mother Earth, then I don't know what you are. you know. Ridiculous. Bad energy. You know. Well, I don't know what you think you are if you're not a part of Mother Earth. You drink from it, you eat from it. If she's poisoned, you're poisoned. That's what's been happening in the physical. They've been poisoning the planet, and if you don't believe that, then I don't know where you're at, because they have been poisoning our waters, they have been poisoning our foods, they have been poisoning the animals. Even if you're eating fruit or veg or animals, whatever you eat, they are doing stuff to them, modifying them, doing all this stuff. So therefore, you know, we're eating from the earth, but the earth has been poisoned as well. Therefore, we're poisoned as well. And then going out there today, I don't know if anyone watched the video, there was a bird tweeting its head off and going on, and it was just really funny because it was a parrot. I think it was a lovebird, because, hello Jack, are you coming? He's just there. He's sitting on this one. Yeah, I know. You're not tweeting down here. Because somebody let some parrots out, I think, ages ago. I don't know if it was in a pet shop, and they've been living in this country area. There's a couple of them, but it was just like him squawking its head off. Everything has an ego. Everything has an ego. We have dark and light, and you've got to take, it's about merging your energies together. Ascension is that it's merging your energies together. You've got to look at the dark side. Doesn't mean that it's bad. The ego goes with you. Merging them together. Everyone makes out it's a bad thing to have this, or it's a bad thing to have that. It's not a bad thing. If you're thinking everything's bad, that's your reality. You know, everything's not bad. There's beauty in nature. There's also a dark side in nature. There's beauty in us. There's also a dark side. The same thing. And funny enough, the guy said as well, nature of the truth seeker, questioning everything. Someone else says that. Question, quest, eye on. You're on a quest. Quest, eye on, question, quest, eye on, question. Tis a noble quest, quest, eye on. I'm on a quest, question everything. That's why I said there's many layers. You come out of one thing, programming, you jump into another, and you're like, oh, it's safe here. Actually, that's been a program. So I actually do think the God thing is a programming system as well. It's not an organic one. So like I said, they did hijack every system because it's all about controlling, and that's what they do. So what are you doing up there now? So I don't know if anyone gets what I'm saying. Let me see what else I wrote down. So it's not bad to have fire in your belly, and people talk about these calendars and them calendars and the Mayan calendars and the tablets. Well, they're all the same thing. You've still got all them essence of them sort of things in them different charts because they're all the same. Because like I said, this guy I was talking about started talking about a tree, and I was like, oh my God, he's just said the same thing I said the other day about the tree trunk. And that just came in my head the other day because I was out in nature. The tree trunk is the one, is us. It branches off into different sort of paths that you take, or you could say different, what would you call it? I don't know, different dimensions, different whatever, that you go off and look at, and you get stuck there for a very long time, but you always come back, and you always come back to the one. You always come back to the trunk of the being, or I don't even know what the right word is. And when he said that, I was like, oh my God, that's what I said the other day, and I drew a picture. Like I said, the other week, and I was like, this one. We're rooted here, but we're many things. And then she's doing this because, like I said about chakras, believe what you want. Maybe that's why I'm not really into it. Is you always think of your heart over here. It's where that line crosses and meets in the middle, and you normally go like this. Heart, essence, energy. You don't, if you want to feel an energy, you're not thinking it, saying you don't know from here, you know from here because you can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel an energy. You're bonkers. is. That's what I believe. I've got a bit of a cold, but my head's gone because I went out in nature. Went and sat with that for a bit. Like the little picture I've shown, heart power is there. That's why they say like the cross. If he could photobomb if he came and sat on my shoulder, but no, he's not. What was that about? So it is, to me, it's about energies merging. That's like the ascension is. I wrote something down in my book somewhere. I don't know where it is. I know it's down there. Let me just find it, Jack. Check. I think I did. Well, no, I did because got my book out on that one. I was down there. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, because I've drawn a little thing there. Oh yeah, said we drink from our waters, we eat foods, etc. No wonder it's poison her. We are part of her. Dadala, where's the other bit? And a lot to do with the equinoxes as well. Oh no, I didn't. Let me find out what I'm trying to find out what I wrote. That wasn't what I wrote. It's more organic, remember, not the artificial intelligence. Trying to find what I wrote when I was done. Is this the right book? Jack, I'm just trying to find the page, okay. Have a look. Hi. I wrote it down, but I can't find it. This one? No. Write something down and not find it. You nearly flew to me. Come on then. It makes much sense for it to be the start. Yeah, that's what we always say. We always say New Year. New Year's not New Year. New Year's in spring. It's a rebirth. Oh, they want you to be on the wrong side of it, don't they? This is what I'm saying. You start realising there's many layers on layers, and you start breaking them. I said before, it's like you're on a thingy of Star Trek or something, and you have them screens, where you bring stuff up in front of you like this. You're like, right, knowledge, cha-chung, get rid of that one, cha-chung, get rid of that layer, cha-chung, chung. You're like Matrix. That's what we're doing. You have to look at stuff, and then you're just like, yeah, that one's gone now. Nah, I don't believe that. Like, flip it all out of the way, come to centre. Sorry, I'm still looking for what I wrote down. Jack, what are you doing? You nutcase. Right, I can't even find it. I did write it down, but I don't know if it is. Maybe I'll just come across it. Let me see what else I wrote down. None are hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free. Well, that's true. Yeah, that was it. People are allowed to say what they truly think. People get offended by someone saying what they truly think. And I've always been a little bit like that. People get offended, and then I'm thinking, oh, but no, you should be able to say what you think. I know you're supposed to do it or they say in a nicer way, but most people who have a problem with that are that's what we're saying, are from an intellect way, not from the heart. They'll be like, oh yes, but blah blah blah. And it's like you're not coming from the heart. If anyone gets what I'm saying. Where does your awareness lie? Through the mind. It's not the mind. Go through the heart, beyond the mind. The mind is not the I. Your true I is your soul, your heart centre, your essence. like I said before with them pictures, if anyone's new who's just come in, I'll show you again. So there was these pictures of, just the example, Draco and Nordic, which was this guy. I think it was Reptilian one. This guy, the energy I get off him, not through what you think and what you've been told through films, because that's through your mind, is not good. But the next Reptilian, that's why, you know, not all people, there are people who are good and bad, there are beings that are good and bad. Reptilian 2 is, to me, he comes across more, I mean, yeah, he might come across as scary to some people just because he looks different, but he just looks more full of, to me, knowledge. He looks different, but compared to the other one looked a bit warmongering. I know they're not brilliant pictures. And then let's go to the Nordics, because they were a bit easier to sort of see the energy. So you've got Nordic 1, again. Nordic 1, people see as Palladian. You see him and you think, oh yeah, that's lovely. But then you look at him compared to him, who I'd say is more natural and organic. His face. He is a loving, you can tell he's a loving energy. His essence, you can tell what his essence is. This one, I'm not saying is completely bad, but the essence in this feeling, in this energy, the essence of this energy does not come across to me as good. You know? So, Jack. So you've got to be careful, and this is people as well, because it doesn't just mean, that's why they say be careful of the false light, because you've got people and beings and all that who are pretending to come as all light and love, saying the right words, looking the right way, and they're not. Could say that about Obama and the Clintons, do you know what I mean? Say the right words, but when it comes down to it, the essence, not what they are. And I've said before, if I was cracked open like an egg, and someone was like, oh, sometimes you come a bit passive-aggressive and this, that, and the other. Yeah, but my essence isn't that. That's just part of my avatar personality, that I can be like. It's not the true essence of me, though. It's not the true essence of me. Yeah, well, you don't understand where I'm coming from, Anon, because people who are all like, there are people that, no, you're saying that because I come across and hear is that. I'm not now, because I'm getting a bit agitated, probably because you're on, and we have these conversations all the time. People are in fear of being themselves. You have two sides. You have your light side and your dark side. If someone's annoying me, yes, I do express it sometimes. There's nothing wrong in that. You're told there's something wrong with it. You're told by the new age spirituality, you know, because like I said, I love all that, but don't forget, they hijack that as well. Not to do this, not to have fire in your belly, not to say, that's not the real me, to be sit there all humming in the corner. You know what I mean? Yes, I do it different ways, but it doesn't just mean I'm going to go and do something, because why are you getting angry? No one's giving you a taxi. And I'm not talking about you. You know, there's people out there, as we know, on the stage that act all nicey, and they've done really evil things. But there's people out there, remember Kavanagh, people who know Kavanagh? He got angry, didn't he? When they were saying what he said he did, because he didn't do it. So of course you're going to get angry. Do you think you're going to sit there with no fire in your belly while somebody sits there and lies about you? No, it doesn't mean you have to be like that all the time. But that was put on a world stage, and then they were like, here's the example. Oh, he got angry, therefore, because he's angry, it means he's done something. No. That's what they want you to think. He wasn't angry because he'd done something. He was angry because they were lying about him. To the world as well, which is even worse. A bit like what you're doing now. Why do you want to be permanently banned? If you want to be permanently banned, Anon, just what you watching for? It's easy, just go. Don't waste your energy in it. No one's permanently banning you, just bringing it on yourself. Don't act like a victim. That's another thing. I've acted like a victim before, we all have. Victim mentality is karma. If you're going to stay there, it's going to keep recycling up and regurgitating, and guess you're getting recycled there in the old recycling game, because you're keeping yourself in karma. It's you that changes things when you go within. It's you that has to be happy with yourself before anything outside, because if you're not happy in yourself, you're not going to be happy with anything on the outside, if anyone gets what I'm saying. And that's talking to everybody, not one person. Why are you asking to be banned? Don't watch. You need a conversation after. Is that what you're after? You're after attention. Do you need a conversation with me after? Why are you begging to be banned when you just don't have to watch? I don't get it. Yeah, I know him anyway, but I just don't understand what you do. Well, I do. The best thing about YouTube is you can watch what you want. Exactly, I've always said that. You can watch what you want and switch off. If you're thinking something's programming, because there's a lot of it out there, or that's why I always say, watch what you want to watch. Don't watch what you don't want to watch. Then you get this one in who just is asking to be banned but won't move, so... He's angry, that's why. Angry and on there. I know why you're angry. Do it yourself. Oh, what is that? Well, if you want a taxi, we'll get you a taxi. Anyway, let's not put too much energy on you. Oh, don't get me wrong, Anon's not a bad person, but I think you're acting like a vampire at the minute, because that's another thing. This thing of people acting all lighty, and I don't mean like that. I mean people who have got. I'm not talking about people who are. I'm talking about people who've got their essence isn't good inside. It's like the vampire stories when what are they called? What do they do, Fifth World? If anyone watches the vampire films and they do the glamour thing, is it called glamour? Where they sort of hypnotise people, don't they? They hypnotise people. So that's why I'm saying, yeah, energy back with the glamour thing. That's why I'm saying you've got to be very careful in all the different systems you go into, come out of and go into. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm not getting at anyone. I'm not getting at you and on either. It's not about you. It's about everybody, and it's about people's energies. Jack is I forgot what I was saying now. Because you're distracting me. No, I know Anon. We speak to each other on the phone, so he knows. He knows. Yeah, about your true essence. Yeah, come and sit on my shoulder then. Come on then. Come on. Yeah, what was I saying then? Is distracted me. Yeah, you've got to be very careful at what systems you go into, because every system's got hijacked. I'm not interested in what anyone else has got to say on the system thing, because the systems have been hijacked. If you think we've been free, you've gone into one system, you've come out of a certain religion and you've gone into spirituality, that got hijacked as well, because they're still trying to control. So I love spirituality, but you've got to be very careful. That's like the guy I told you to watch the other day he said about the God thing. I'm quite on the side of that. There's the God entity people are worshipping and praying to. It's not the true creator. Not the true creator. To me, it's not. That's why I don't like saying the word God. I like saying creator, universe, creator, as we all are. Because the God is what they pump out a lot. I don't get if anyone says that. Don't be offended, but that's what I believe. The Mother Earth is a living, breathing. She's a being. She's alive. That's what I say. She's purging at the minute, we're purging at the minute. Her energies are all upside down and spouting here, and there's floods here. Yes, we know there's technology that are doing stuff as well, but the organic side, the real side, our real organic side, is mimicking what she's doing because it's off. And creator is the right word. Yeah, when people talk about God, they're mostly referring to the demiurge. Thank you, Colin. Exactly what I'm talking about. Sorry to offend anyone. You can think what you want. You'll go to that reality, but it is the demiurge. It's the creator. So all this energy, when you're praying to a demiurge, because they want us to say certain words, because that demiurge has got an ego, it's sucking your life force, your essence, your energy. It's taking your energy all the time, all the time. We don't need to be giving our energy away. We don't need to be giving our energy away. Yeah, I say source as well, Fifth. I don't like the word God because that's what the priesthoods and all that told us. I like source energy, source essence, creator, source, universal, source, creator. And it is infinite because it's like God's all knowing. Well, no, we're not that moving away from that as well. Like we're always learning. So we're always learning. It's infinite because it's a creator, but like we've always been here because it always was and always will be. That sort of saying again. Jack, have you right? If you want to come and say something, come here on YouTube and come and say it. Come on then. Come on. Come on, big mouth. Come on then. Come on. And speak to everybody. But yeah, God was created by man, so why is Callum laughing? I think you're into all the God stuff, really, and on. That's why I say to you, stop trying to talk like Jesus and all that when you're going on with yourself. When I've said to you before, because that's all like, don't be in fear to say what you feel. You know, people get mad when they're feeling suppressed. I don't know if anyone gets what I'm saying. It's like they're going about Gaia and Sophia. There is, you know, there is that bad side of Mother Earth. You know, like I said, she has the most beautiful things, but also in nature you see the things you don't want to see sometimes, of things dying, and that's how it is, and that's how we are. We have a dark side, and what the spiritual trap is saying is to be all godly and be all this and be of love and light, and that's brilliant. Yes, we do. We are going to. We do want to do that. But you can't not look at the dark side. You can't not look at that other aspect of yourself, because there's two. There's two. There's like your ego, your avatar thing, and then there's your being, your essence, your heart, soul. If anyone gets what I'm saying, yeah, creator, universal mum, and the reason why she's a Mother Earth. No wonder I had this tattoo and I never knew why I really had it. Because it's meant to be representing Mother Earth. I can't even get it right. We are living. Hi Nathan Oakley. We are living. You know, I don't get triggered if people say planet, whatever, on a feminine body realm, whatever you want to call it, a feminine body. It's feminine, yeah. It's feminine. And she's real. She's alive. Because if she wasn't, people might go, "Oh, what are you talking about?" Well, she's alive. Things grow, things die, you know, and we're part of her. Like I was trying to explain the other day, we're like a little we're antennae, but organic. So when people go on about the Matrix, yes, there's lots of layers of matrices and programs put upon us, but the earthly body, like the celestial bodies, are very real, and they all hold energy, and that's why they've been harvested in energy. They harvest our energy because they know it's an organic. Yes, it is, Jack. It's all about Anunnaki. I think there was things here before the Anunnaki, and the Anunnaki may have took over. It doesn't just mean, because that's another thing as well. There's all these stories as well that we all look into, and there's different layers and layers above that and layers above that, and they've all been controlling. The organic. I believe there was natural, organic, indigenous here before that came in. And then they began to see what we were and our power and took over and wanted to use us for energy harvesting, because that's what it's all about still to this day. Energy harvesting. No, I didn't say it was an old man sat on a cloud, and you know that because I talked to you. Yeah, source consciousness, exactly. And they're going about different consciousnesses, because if there's different layers of different consciousnesses and things that died and the energy of that resides, even animals, insects, all that on top of each other, on top of it, that's like the density of Earth. It's very dense, that's why it's very dense here. There's that much, but it's also being suppressed. And there's a big the balance has been off. It's coming back to balance, and balance means holding. It's merging both of your energies. It's not getting rid of the dark side, the negative, like as such, and just only going back. It's merging both together and being in harmony like we were once before. Cannot take your channel back to beginning. What do you mean? What does that mean? It doesn't make any sense. Cannot take your channel back to beginning. Beginning of what? Let's see what you're saying. Yes, aliens. Yeah, and that's why I believe this. The consciousness, and consciousness can come in of when people say, oh, you know, sort of, oh, I've seen something that looks a bit like, you know, when they go on about the what they call the insect things and all that. It's consciousness of beings that were here before. Everything's alive here, and it doesn't go. So it's all the consciousness of everything that ever was. And also, when we're talking about dinosaurs, I mean, were dinosaurs, did they split off and become more advanced? Is that what people say reptilians are? Because that's what they look like, you know. And then they say, oh, you've got beings that look like Jack. If you want to come in, oh, he's up there. Hang on. Where are you? You saying hello? Yes. You want to come and sit on my shoulder, but you won't. You in? Come on then. Come in. Come on. Come on. Yeah. You're just a bit mad, aren't you? He's a bit mad. You know, when they say, oh, I've seen a being that look, oh, connection with a, oh, what do they call it, like a, I know this might sound whack to some people, but I like to think about these things. Dick insect being thing. It's because, I mean, did they split off and was it only us who evolved? No, and there's all those consciousnesses about, all compressed on each other. Oh, you mean you can't start the beginning of this video? It's because it's live, maybe? I think it's because it's live. If that's what you're saying, I think it's because it's live, so you'll have to wait till it goes off. That's what I'm assuming it is. What a beautiful... He is beautiful. That's why when I got him from the pet shop, I went in for a cockatiel. I saw him, and his mate had died, and I was like, oh my God, he's beautiful. These colours and everything. I was like, I can't leave him on his own. So I got him, I thought, because his friend died, and his mate died, and he's a noisy bugger, aren't you? But never mind. Whenever you woke up and realised things weren't what you were taught, that is your beginning. It is the beginning of the awakening. And that was sort of saying about the other day when someone was saying about that is your like that night of the soul. Some people don't agree with that. Shouldn't be saying to people, oh, this isn't this and this isn't that. Mine was, and I do, and like I said the other day, I do believe you can have two, because I had a little one when I thought I knew stuff, and then I found out the big stuff. So it was sort of like two. Anyone gets what I'm saying, but that's when you come out and you're like, oh my God. But then you go into other things and you follow other things, and then you find out it's like that thing I said, it's like sci-fi. You've got the pictures up in front of you, when you've seen a film and you've got the pictures up and you're like reading it fast, you're like, and I chuck that out of the way, and you get into the centre of everything, you're like, there's many yeah, I spoke about this yesterday. If you want to go and watch it yesterday, there's only one dark night of the soul. Yeah, a big one, but people can have a couple. I had two. I don't need to be told off you that I didn't have two. That's your problem, not mine. Quite fed up with that attitude you have. if you wake up to a truth, right, because the thing is, if there's so many systems and you're in one system and you wake up to that lie, right, you can go into another system which has also been hijacked, and you think and then you're like, oh, hang on a minute. So to me, you can wake up to a few. You're not here to say there's only one, because there are lots of systems on top of systems. So you might have, you'll either have a big old knowing one from everything, which is, when I say I had two, that was the big old knowing one. But then again, you could go in another one. We don't know everything because we're always learning. So if you think you're all godly like, and like they say, he's almighty, knowing, well, I'm sorry, no. We're always learning. That's what we're here to do. That's what that's here to do. Learn. Thank you, Fifth. The dark night of the soul can stop and pick up and back up true stuff. Yeah. But to say to somebody, no, there's only one, I just think that's... You know what I mean? None of us are completely awake. If we were, we wouldn't be here. I just think if there's that many, like that, there is that many systems, and if you're thinking that there's not that many systems and things put on top of things and layers put on layers, then okay. Well, I've just told you, if there's lots of layers on different layers, you're telling somebody else. Crazy. Well, aren't we all crazy? Coming from a bad place. Yeah, there is many phases to it, and that's what I mean. That's why I think you can have a few different ones, because some people think they're awake sometimes, and they wake up and think, "Oh, yeah, I've had that," and then you have a big one. So to me, why are you looking for attention? I shouldn't even be speaking to you. Get me out of here. Well, go then. Why are you still here? Switch the channel off and go and chill out. Or you're just mad because you can't speak to me. And on, it's your energy that I've been clearing out today, if you must know. If you want me to tell everybody on here, it's your energy that I'm clearing out. All you have to do is switch the channel off. And I can talk like this on here. People are like, yes, I have a good essence, but I also have a side to me. Like I've said before, I've not come on here and not said to people, I can be passive aggressive. That's the other side of me when I'm feeling, attacked and stuff. It's like, I will be my true self. Your true self is your expression. There's layers of the Orion good expression. Yeah, there's layers. You can't tell me that you don't get angry. Don't sit there and tell me you don't get angry. There's different sides of yourself. When you're in a place where the energy's feeling good, you're in a better place with the energy good. When you're not, Jack, you don't. I'm not saying I've never been like this. I have been like this. When I was a kid, excuse me, do you want to come here and talk? Come on then. Come on. He's just happy he's out, so sorry about this tweeting, but come on, this system is designed to put you back to sleep. Yeah, and when I was a kid, I've always been a bit like this. It doesn't mean my essence is a bad person. It's just that when I look back now, when I was younger, I've always been, I don't mean totally rebellious. I haven't been totally rebellious, but I've always been a bit like, I think he wants us to see him over there. Hang on a minute. Jack, we can see you. Stop showing off. Yes. Do a little dance then. Come on then. Oh, you're so noisy today. So, yeah, when I was a kid, if my dad was on here, he'd tell you. My dad comes on here. My dad knows I'm not a bad person. Do you know what I mean? It's like, when I was younger, I used to be a bit defiant against stuff. A lot of stuff, stupid things like only little things. I don't mean totally bad things, but still little things like not wanting to wear certain parts of my uniform, like wearing different shoes to what they wanted. They wanted us to wear. The education system, all sorts of systems. When I got my first job, it was always like, oh, you've got to wear this uniform. I hate wearing uniforms because it's a control system. So we had to wear, say, a green jumper at this works where I used to work. So I used to go with a pink one on, and I used to get told off all the time, like, oh, you know, you should really be wearing, oh yeah, and I'd be like, yeah, it's in the wash, because I thought, I'm not wearing that jumper, I don't like it. Oh, someone give Anon a taxi, please, because I'll speak to him another time. He's just getting on my nerves. You're doing it on purpose as well. I know what you're trying to do. And then I've just always been like that, you know, like you are all rebellious when you're kids. That's why you try different things out, because you sort of know kids don't want to be told, because we don't want to be controlled, and that's what it is. And then as you grow up, you go to school, you get more indoctrinated, more like, oh, this is a system, boom, 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 boom. Do as you're told, and that's how it is. Can't phone you anyway. Will someone please has anyone got a wrench now? Will you just get rid of Anon, please? It's ridiculous. Power to the people. Yeah, and this is what it's about. It's about taking your power back and taking your energy back. That person in here now is trying to get me riled up, which is working in a way and trying to take my energy. Easy, vampire. Because you've asked to be deleted when you could have just walked out. Why wouldn't you just go? Don't like what I'm saying, you don't have to watch. So yes, I do get passive aggressive, but there's nothing wrong in that. You know, I was first at high school to graduate and not be there. I went to an amusement park instead. I think it's because really, you know, deep down inside as a child, we're being controlled and we're trying to fight against it even then, but like on subconscious, you know, because you think it's normal to do these things. Oh yeah, we get told, oh, you have to have a uniform at school because it's better, because then you're not being, yeah, I sort of get what they're saying, equalled out as like poor and rich kids, you know, like might have different clothes and you might not, and this, that, but it's not, it's really, to me, it's really a form of control. It's a form of control, how they get you to control. Oh, he'll be back in. If you get what I'm saying. I'm just looking at my... But yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. There's lots of like people like that think that, oh, we know everything. We don't know everything. And there is layers on systems on systems. You get out of one and you think you're free in another, and then it's like, oh my God, I think they've put a bit of a control thing on. And even if you want to say about if you believe in ETs and that, even they have that control system on them. We look at that, or the stories told, oh, they're more ascended than us. They're more... you know, more tech, more this, more that, they're more advanced, not necessarily in their systems. They've probably got the same system. It's like the same sort of law things going on. I get it, Dolly. I've always been that way too. Yeah, I don't know if anyone gets what I'm talking about, what I'm trying to get past. But what I'm also trying to get past is don't lose the true you, as in, you feel angry sometimes, it's all right to be like that. There's a lot of energy going on at the minute. It's why we're talking about the Schumann resonance. I've got people laughing at that. Well, that's the energy of Mother Earth. We're all going through that because we are part of her. So we're feeling the same things. I think, I'm sorry, there is going to be a lot of light and there's going to be a lot of dark, because she is kicking off at the minute. There are going to be... earthly shifts and things, as in floods and earthquakes, and I don't mean the man-made ones, because there are man-made ones. I mean natural, because she's getting ready for, I think, a rebirth to rebirth into a star light being. We're going with it. She's a being that we reside on, turn into a star, like I think the others do when you look at it like that, rebirthing into the light. You know, if anyone gets what I'm saying. Are all those stars out there, other planet, whatever you want to call it, realms or whatever, that have rebirthed into that cycle and then gone into the light as the golden age, whatever you want to call it, into a star? But they put out in films, oh, it's going to blow up, you know, the world's going to blow up, it's coming to the end, it blows up, because that's what it does, they blow up. Does it? Is this part of the ascension? The ascension is just, like I said, I wrote it in here and didn't even realise. Ascending is merging within the true essence. It's merging those energies together. It's merging, people want to call it the false ego, and that it's merging the dark and the light together, you know, in harmony. You can't be one without the other. You can't be one without both. So that's why, well, no headache. I had a headache today, that's why I had to go outside in nature, that's why I had to go out. But I felt small waves coming in last night, heart affected and catching your breath. I get that thing where you go, I don't get that thing with your eyes where you sort of go, your eyes go like that, but how can I say your eyes make a noise? They sort of go, when you close your eyes, they go, it's like a noise when you close your eyes. Go like that, and it like, I don't know if anyone knows what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm getting a bit of a cold, but my head's cleared up because I went out in nature. Breathe thing is strange. I've done that thing where I think I've nearly had a heart attack. I'm like, and then I can't breathe, and I'm like, oh, and then I have to, and it hurts as well. Sorry, I just wrote something down at the bottom trying to look what it says. It says, breaking down the system programming, they took us away from the organic womb, Mother Earth. She's like an organic entity, because that's what they've been trying to do. They're going on about all this, that and the other. Look here, let's get distracted by everything. We're forgetting about our organic nature, our organic being that we are a part of and we live on, and we must look after her, because if we look after our Mother Earth, and then we've got Father, Son, she will look after us. But because we've not been looking after her, because we haven't, the world hasn't, kicking off. You know, my children, you're not looking after me, therefore, you know, these evil entities out there, as you want to call them, who are feeding us and putting things into the ground that are poisoning the earth, our mother, which then for poison the animals that we eat if you're eating meat, or poison the plants that we eat or fruit, then it's doing the same to us. She's being poisoned. That's why they poison the earth. That's why they pump crap out in the seas, because they're getting it in every way possible. In the seas with the sea creatures, the land, the soil that we grow our food in. The animals eat that food. We eat that food or that plant. Therefore, we are poisoned like Mother Earth. That's why they do what they do. If anyone gets what I'm saying. We go back to giving back to our Mother Earth. Happy Mother's Day today, Mother Earth. Everything will come back into balance and harmony, because that is how we used to live. They're taking us, they're programming. They look at, oh, let's get into religion and do this. Let's get this religion out because that's control. We'll tell them that that's what it is. Oh, now they've all gone down this sort of love and light, new age thing, which is, yeah, I love that. But they got in there as well. So when this guy I was watching the other day was talking about maybe Kundalini, pineal gland, maybe the chakras, I don't know. Not quite sure with that. Like, maybe that was just a thing to keep you in a realm, but you can't really move on from it. Like he's saying, you can get blissed out, this, that and the other. Maybe that's why I've not really looked at my sort of chakra book properly, because I can't bring myself to read it properly. I know about energies, but I'm like, and I'm not saying it's true what he says, because it doesn't mean everyone knows everything. I just take snippets of the energy that I think, yeah, I like that energy, but that bit, I don't really know about that bit. But I could see what he was sort of saying. They're getting you in things to think that you've come out of the system and you're free because you're doing this. You know, you're doing that. It doesn't mean just because meditating's all brilliant and that. Like someone said, there was only one Buddha. You know, there was only one. A bit like, and you can do that yourself anyway. We're going in yourself. You can do that like I did today. I went for a walk in Mother. I went out in Mother Nature and sat and listened to her and felt her energy today when I was talking to you lot. That's why I wanted to share it. So we've got to be careful with what systems we're going in, because it doesn't necessarily mean, I'm not saying it doesn't mean that people are putting the right stuff out on the channels. They are, but there's some that, not those people, but they keep us in that where we think it's right, and then it ends up being something else. That's why I'm saying the systems on systems, because they know, they'll look out for the next new thing and then try to put a system in it, because it's like, oh, it's trending, so we know where they get all that information from. And even this guy said something about, you know, Trump, and he wasn't sure, but like other people have said, he's just putting the dark side of, look at what this is. There is a dark side of life that you're not looking at. I see it like that as well with Trump. And to look at yourself as well. Say, look, reality is a lie. That is what Trump's saying. Reality is a lie. That's why he's always going on about fake news. Reality is a lie. The reality you think, I don't mean people here, when you're watching TV, is a lie. That is what Trump's bringing up. And some people will say, like David Icke, that they don't really look into that side of it because they believe it's another part of the system. This other guy thinks he's another part of the system. I don't believe that. I think there's help coming in because everything's not bad. He's just trying to... He got brought in. That's not even anything. It doesn't even mean he knows properly, but he is part of the queue. But this thing is just to get you to look. Even if they're not going to show you everything. You've been lied to. It is a game. Look at the game and the agendas. I mean, basically, mainstream media are putting out to you. And like I've said, it's way more than politics. Nothing to do with politics. That's just a control system. It's way more than all that crap. Behind the scenes, there's a lot going on. Some people don't believe in entities, aliens. I do believe in ETs. I do believe in that energy. At the top of the top of the top. People going about the Rothschilds and this, that and the other. The Rothschilds are like paid workers for what's above the Rothschilds. You know? There's things above that. There's layers on layers on layers. That is all. We'll blame it on them. It's not actually them. I believe it's something else. But I'm just saying, we've got to be careful. Think you're going out of one arena and you've got out of it even. Even I've said stuff. That's why I can change my thing all the time because I am free-minded. I'll believe everything and nothing. I don't just get stuck in one. Like a non said to me a few weeks ago, "Oh, you're staying stale." Well, I'm not staying stale. And people say, "Oh, you could be contradicting yourself." Not really, because I can drop things when I want. I'm not afraid of dropping something and coming on going, actually, that doesn't sound right to me anymore, because it's all about peeling back them layers and going, I like that bit, I'm putting that bit in the bin. That's not even here now. Like, that system's gone. It's all about system removing, and that's what's happening. Don't be in fear of removing those onion pieces, Do you think it's like the Archons? Yeah! David Icke, don't get me wrong, I love the sort of stuff David Icke says, but some people get nickety because he doesn't like Trump. It doesn't mean just because he's not into Trump or he doesn't believe that and he thinks it's part of something else. Doesn't mean that Trump is bad. It's just that he doesn't see that. You know what I mean? I don't think Trump's good. I feel his energy is. You see him on stage as a persona of that game player he's playing. Behind the scenes, I don't think he's as bigly mouthed as he is. I'm not. I can get all like this. And on speaks to me on the phone and I can be all like this. He hasn't been around me properly personally for a long time like a friend to see me when I'm in my zone of true essence, if you know what I mean. Not through text, not through a phone call, not just once or twice. I mean in my true essence, energy. Face to face, properly, not once or twice, face to face, a lot. Like my friend for 20 odd years, when I went round to hers the other day and said, "Oh, you're probably thinking mad." She went, "No, because we love you anyway." She knows my true essence. Someone who's only known me for 5 minutes does not know my true essence. You think you know me because you watch me on here. This is how people get programmed from the stars on TV. These big celebrities because they're acting all nicey. Yes. I am positive, that's why I come across as that's how I am as well, but I can be passive aggressive as well because that is part of me as well, but it's not a bad passive aggressive. You can tell it's coming out now with my tone of voice, but it's more when I get it. I don't care what anyone says, "Oh, it's not compassion because it's like, well, it is. To me, I know myself. I don't need to be told off anybody else. Someone who doesn't know me that properly to say, you are this, that and the other. Say what you want. I know myself. I know what my true essence is. It doesn't matter what anyone says about me. I know my true essence. I was talking to my sister today and I said to her, I can get a bit passive aggressive when I'm a bit like on one, and I know my tone changes and I know it doesn't come across as good when I'm doing it, but the true essence of me, if you broke me like an egg and that essence came out, it would bleed love, because that is my true essence of me. Yes, I know it's, wizard training. I know it's a thing you have to come up with to try and maybe not get triggered, but that's the fire in me as well, and that's not a bad thing. That's why we're saying you have this shadow self. We all do. Don't poo-hoo your shadow self. You need it sometimes. You need to draw from that shadow sometimes. It's all well being all good and light and this, that and the other, but that's not always, like I said, in an arena, if you want to look on the stage of like Obama versus Trump. Obama said a lot of things, but he didn't do them. But he said the right words and came off all nicey to the public, didn't he? Oh, I'm going for a burger to be normal like the normal people. Yeah, but what were you doing behind the scenes? So it's tricky and it's careful. And that's why if you're getting to know somebody face to face, go off their when you meet them there, when you feel their energy, not necessarily what they're saying and how they're saying it. A bit like Trump said the other day, I bet loads of people got offended when he stood there and went rah, 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 with his speech. It's bull crap, bullshit. Well, it is bullshit that the mainstream media is saying. He's trying to tell you, look, people, wake up, smell the coffee. You're being told a pack of lies. Even if Trump's only part of, or Q is only part of half of a thing, which I don't believe, I think it's a lot, just to say, look, people, you need to go and look around and figure yourself out and go with him because you've been told lies. So we're giving you this bit of info to help you, you know, you need to know this. I don't know if I'm getting this out right, because you know what I'm like, but well said, Dolly. It is good to let emotion out. And that's another thing. What are we always told recently? Don't let your emotions out. I'm sat here thinking that's what I've been having a problem with. Don't let your emotions out. I'm on a rant today, as you can tell, but a good rant. Don't let your emotions out. Your emotions are bad. I've always got told growing up, you're too soft. You're very emotional. You show your emotions. All right, so I've got to suppress my emotions and just be like a drone then, have I? Because they don't have emotions. Do they? People who aren't feeling don't have emotions as far as I'm concerned. I don't mean you have to be so, but it does come out because it's like, what? I was always told that, but that's what they say, don't they? In a sense. You can get triggered and you can get emotional, but then you can suck it back in, and then as long as you let that go after, and then you can come back to centre again. And then it'll happen again because we do go a bit like this. You know, we go up, and then we come back down, and then we get back in centre again. A bit like the DNA strand like that. We go up, we come down, we come back to centre. We've always got to come back to centre. And your heart centre is here. The cross here, meets in the middle. That's why, you know, I don't know if you do it, but I'm trying to put my camera down. When I do, you know, when you go, you sort of go like that, don't you? You don't go do your actual heart. It's like, it's your centre, soul, essence. If anyone gets what I'm saying. Some of you will, some of you won't. That's okay. I'm not saying believe everything I say. I'm just saying, bullshit, let your emotions flow. Mother Earth's emotions are flowing, so I think that's why we're flowing with a lot of blah, because she's emotional at the minute. We're doing the same as what she's doing. The heart of fire is house gathering us from home is, yeah, it is. You know, source. You cannot lie to the light. We are able to see more and more through it all. Exactly. And that's why I think people are getting a bit like, cause it's like, we're sick of the lies, we're sick of this, we don't want to be in this anymore, so there's a lot of energies flying about at the minute, and it's okay. And people think it's not okay, it's okay. You know, I might sound mad in tone, I'm not being violent to anyone, that's totally different. You can have a tone, I get like that. You can be a bit passive aggressive, but I'm not going fighting with someone. I'm not going out trying to kill somebody, that's totally different. You know what I mean? It's not, yes, you're on about words can hurt, but I mean, I say it, but it's like, really, they're only words. And is that saying, is that mixed up now? Words can hurt? Yes, they can, but you can forget them and not let it affect you. It's how you let it affect you, and then you become, do you want to be a victim? I've been a victim before in a relationship I was in. I don't want to go too much into it because in a way, I'm sort of glad it happened because it taught me a few things, like that is what life does. But I used to go on about it at the time constantly. And I was saying to my sister today, but I haven't told that person I forgive them, because you can tell them to the face. You don't have to. You can say it in your head. You can say it to yourself, like, you know, I forgive me, I forgive myself, I forgive me, I forgive myself, I forgive me for anything I've said to hurt anyone, or they've hurt me. and I forgive anyone who's hurt me and it's the same. So I was doing that the other day, I don't know why, in the shower. Give in both ways, you know, anyone who's hurt me and anyone I've hurt, I forgive them, because I see now the control systems that I've got in, that I've got people doing sort of things, and they don't really know what they're doing at the same time. So when I look back now, it's like, excuse me, hi. Yeah. Oh, you're there. I'm blind as a bat. He's sat on the side. I look at that person now and think, do you know what? I mean, I'm out of that, so I'm not a victim anymore. I was a victim when I stayed there. And then going on about it, you're just drawing that energy in again, and that entity gets that energy, and it's like, I forgive that person because they don't really know what they're doing. You know, they're feeding into the system and doing certain stuff that's affecting them, so they affect, if anyone gets what I'm saying. You are your own, you are a victim if you stay in that thing that you're in. It's up to you to, like I said before, it's up to you to make yourself happy. You do not look without, you look within. Make yourself happy first, and then, you know, if it's something like that, and then you'll be happy with the things that come from the outside, you know, if you get what I'm saying. You've got to be happy first. Like, sweet. We went through all of our experiences in life so we can recognise all the negative bad. Yeah, somebody brings, we are learning unconditional love, patience and understanding so that we don't manifest crap for ourselves. Exactly. Yeah, and I actually, like, my son robbed the camera yesterday and I was like, oh, you know, blah, blah. But this morning, I actually got a Mother's Day card, and I don't normally offer him because he's never normally bothered. Not because he doesn't love me, he's just, you know. And I actually got one today, and he was like, thanks for putting up with me, Mum. I went, look, I love you. You're a pain in the ass, but I love you. And that's another thing. Just because you have family that might not agree with you and all that doesn't mean that you can't love them. That's that thing of unconditional love. Just because they're arguing with you doesn't mean you can't love them. Just because they don't agree with you just doesn't mean you can't love them. Just because, someone just said today on a video as well, they've got 2 kids. One's really, like, lovely and, you know, all like that, and one's really rebellious. It doesn't matter how you bring a child up. In the end, they will do what they want to do, no matter how much positive or negative you put on. They will come out of that, of their true self, if anyone gets what I'm saying. Like, I was a bit rebellious. Nothing my mum said to me could make me be really, maybe in the house, but not outside, the way she wanted me to be. Like, she's a cleaning fanatic, and she's really, like, got OCD, and I can't stand that. I'm clean, but I'm not, like, it's not my constant thought every day of, like, oh my god, I've got to be cleaning. She was very much like that. That's probably why it sent me the other way. I'm like, oh god. But you are you. And just because you're born to parents that are whatever does not mean, this is why I'm saying, if you believe there's the 13 families or whatever, and they're all bad, not necessarily because they came from that family. They're in that system where they may believe that's how life is because they're even in a system of a belief thing going on. And then they come to realizations as well, and they might think, oh my god, I can't believe what I've been doing, you know, dark night. So, oh my god, I want to try and do well for people, which is what I really believe that the Kennedys were trying to do, and that's why JFK got assassinated. People say they were from a mafia. Well, most of them are, but I believe they wanted for the people. And JFK Jr., we know what happened there. So that's like Trump as well. People are not seeing certain things. If your reality is constantly negative, then you're just going to stay there. Not everything's negative. Negative and positive in nature. So not everything's negative. But if you're just going to keep thinking something is, then I just don't know where you're going to go. We have limits imposed on us daily. Yeah, we do. And limits, yeah. Limitations, realising beauty is not what we're shown. Exactly. It's like people are looking at the beauty as in the celebrities these days. And I'm sorry if anyone's had this done. I don't mean to offend anyone, but all this thing of like women. I mean, even men do it now, having the lips done. If you've had it done, fair enough. I'm not into that. People might say, oh yeah, no, mine are natural. Butt implants, but it's all this like synthetic stuff anyway. It's not even an organic thing, if you get what I'm saying, because it's not organic. And then because they're looking up to the stars and thinking, oh, that's what beauty is because that's what they pump out. No, they just want you buying and consuming their crap. And really, if it's synthetic, to me, it's poison. It's poison you're putting in your body. You know, that's why they want you to have like synthetic grass. A lot of people have this synthetic grass now, don't they? This, what's it called? What's that plastic grass everyone has? My sister nearly got in and said, I don't want plastic grass. It's like saying, well, just cover the world in plastic grass. How can she breathe? That's not real. That's not organic. To be your organic self is, you're looking up to the wrong people. The beauty's out there every day, right in front of your face right now, where I showed you today. That is beauty. Not all spirit eyed like the government gone, to be honest. Yeah, but remember, I don't think all the government's bad or all the whatever. I think there's pockets in there that are just doing the job, or they don't know because they're not awake, or they've been compromised. We know that in certain situations that's why certain people spoke up. If you're on the queue and the Trump thing at the trials they had and that, and what they call it, little stealth Jeff, you know, when certain people went and Bush died and certain that, people started talking up because they're not under that control of some people. That's where things are starting to break down now. If you can see the system breaking down, once that system breaks down, like I've said, it starts breaking down everywhere. And even if we still have to start moving them, you know, like you're on your computer board thing and like sci-fi thing, moving it out, a bit like the Matrix, move that, you know what I'm talking about. We're all going through it. That's why I said no one's really got the right to say, oh, believe this and do that and do that. You've got to do it yourself and you'll come to it. We come to it in the end. And like Anon said before, you haven't gone through two dark nights of the soul. Who are you to tell me? If we live in so many different realities or so many different dimensions or whatever you want to call it, layered upon layered, how do you not know we're going to go through quite a few? That's like saying you know everything. We don't know everything because we're always learning. We go on and on and on, constant learning and learning. So to me, that's a bit of a silly thing to say. If anyone gets what I'm saying, we might come to another realisation in a few years, and come through another like, oh my god, it could be a beautiful thing, like not as a hard thing as I went through last time, but more of a like, oh yeah, layers upon layers upon layers. If you think about Earth, let's go through that. Earth, fossils and all that, you've got layers and layers compressed on layers and layers of bodies and things that were there before, and layers and layers. That's why I think Earth is so dense. Layers and layers and layers and layers. Suppressed. We're suppressed. She's suppressed. We've been suppressed. We've been suppressed. She's been suppressed. Yeah? And that's what's going on now, because humans are being suppressed, have been suppressed for a very long time. We're trying to break out of it now. You know? You should expect the way you look and try not to change. That's why I said I want to just let my greys come through, because I'm sick of, it's a bit greasy to say, sick of putting dye on it, because it's just covering up what you really are. You know, not saying don't dye your hair if that's what you do, that's just how I feel. I had a vision of a different Earth. Thank you, Alfred. The thing is, many people know, when I was on here a bit ago, I was saying that I had this dream. Now, that person who came in chat was laughing at me about that as well. I don't care what people say. It's like I said, there's that thing of spirituality where they've got in here, they've got in that system as well. They've got in every system going. So this is why words are so hard to say. Was it astral projection? Was it this? Was it that? What? I don't know. Jack, well, Mia, what? I know it's very important what we're talking about. Yeah. Quite noisy today. So just excuse the bird. So oh, he's very noisy. Is what was I saying then? I just got distracted off the noisy bird. Mankind too cruel or evil, mankind when not tampered with by the parasites who invade. The very best of four worlds. Oh yeah, words. What was I saying then before the bird interrupted me? Words. Jack says he agrees. Yeah, he agrees. What was I saying then? Words. Oh my God. You're so loud today. Also, no, as mankind. No, what did someone just say about, sorry, I'll have to go back, I don't know. Oh yeah, Earth what? Earth forming into one. Yeah, what did you just say before that made me go, oh yeah. Right, sorry, I'm going to have to go back. Oh, sorry, folks. I'm back. It was what Alfred just said before, and I went, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you had a vision. Yeah, so I had a dream last year. Well, I don't say it was a dream. I don't know what it was. Some people say it was astral projection. Some people say, I don't really care what people say. It was my experience, so I'll tell you again. I was asking about New Earth because this is the thing that everyone was talking about. You know, are we going somewhere? Are we going off planet? Because that's what other people talk about. It doesn't mean it's true, does it? So, anyway, this energy came in. I felt very happy, very relaxed. I could hear me breathing. My mum was in the room at the same time, and she was on the floor sleeping on this bed. She's told me in the morning she never really sleeps, and she said the energy that she said, oh God, I felt like I was so relaxed. Never felt like that for ages because I think she was getting the energy off me because I was very like. I remember me smiling. I was asking this question. So I'm going down this tunnel. It looked like a tunnel with all electrical lights around it. I was going down this tunnel. I don't know if that was meaning like the tunnel of light. It wasn't a light as a bright light at the end, so it was all these lights, like electrical. But as I was thinking, oh, is this where I'm going to New Earth? I looked out, because I could just see in the dark, and there was this Earth. Yes, it was round, but that doesn't mean anything, you know, if it's flat Earth, it's a globe, whatever, because from above it would look round anyway, so that doesn't matter. It was just, I saw Earth in a bright, white light, and I mean, white as white, bright, white, but it felt very good, not a false light, it felt very green, you know, vegetation, and I just looked back and thought, oh, it's a New Earth, I'm staying there. I'm not going anywhere. I want to stay there because we're bringing back the organic. We're bringing a new Earth in again. She's rebirthing. The new Earth is here. You get what I'm saying? It's here. Not the deception of we're going somewhere. Maybe people will. Don't know. It's here. We've got to maintain the garden again, the Eden or whatever you want to say. That's how I see it. Truly a perception thingy. Yeah. The wall issue is small distraction. They're giving us reasons. I see the wall as if anyone watched Magenta Pics the other day, I see it like she's seen it. We have to have a wall for now because there are bad things that have been going on. There are child trafficking, sex trafficking, all this sort of stuff going on. That is real in the physical world. That is not nice. So to stop that, we have to build a wall. The same thing goes with Brexit because Brexit is the same thing as a wall. They've been letting people in that don't have good intentions. It's all right people saying, oh, but we need to be in unity. You can't put walls up. It's like, yes, you can, because there's some people that come over, yes, they've got good intentions, but like Trump says, you come in legally, not illegally, because what are your intentions, bad or good? Obviously, if it's illegal, they're bad. So we have to put these things up first until we get this stuff sorted out and things are in the right places and silly systems have come down that are there to harm people, and then they can be brought down. And I don't like saying new systems. Things can either go or do other stuff that we do other stuff. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I can't really say it, but that has to be put up now because the physical side of things are batshit crazy at the minute, and that is a fact. And we can't just jump from this, oh, we're all going to love and light, and it's just going to be like this straight away. It doesn't work like that. You've got to take that with us, but people need to wake up and realise what's going on. That's why Trump's shouting out fake news, that showing what that side has been doing, as we know with the abortion stuff and all that. And some people say, you don't look at that, don't look outside. Well, they both work together. To go in yourself, that has to sort of come along with it as well, which it will do in the end, but the wall's more than people think it is. It's not just a wall. It's a Brexit, and it's not just Brexit because there's things going on in every country around the world now where people have been getting in and it's all called different things. Ours is called Brexit. America is the wall. France is the yellow, what's going on there, and it's going on everywhere, and it's all the same thing. You know? But if you look around, Trump's making deals. He's not causing wars. Oh, and the only war that will be is civil war when people don't understand what's going on. Hopefully it'll be more civil than anything else, but I guess we're going to see that roll out. But then again, bits of that is going to happen because that happens in nature. You know, it happens in nature. So the wall has nothing to do with separating humanity. No, it doesn't have. That's what. Oh, this bird. Jack! Let me go and get him a piece of stuff. He's a very nice boy. The bird is the word. Yeah, so yeah, it's not separation. People think, oh, unity, oh, well, how can it be unity when you're putting a wall up? It's like, it's not separating people. It's not separating the good from the bad, if you want to say, as in the people who are doing really bad things, but that's not what it's going to be in the end. That is not what it means, but that triggers people. Beware of the evil ones who make good people feel... Yeah, beware... Jack! What's triggering you today? Beware of the evil ones that make good people feel judgmental for calling out pure evil and want to be protected. Exactly, this is what that friend said on it. I was talking about this weeks ago, and they were like, oh, how can you put walls up? I said, do you understand what's going on with kids and stuff? Oh, well, go within yourself because the physical doesn't matter. Well, it does to me. It is real. It is happening to children. It has been happening to women and children and people, and horrible stuff's been happening. So to me, if you think I'm getting all mad about it, well, I care about that. And it's part of the same thing. So if you think that putting a wall up, like you've just said, calling out evil's bad, then there's something up there, because that does not make no sense to me. Because I know that person, if something happened, I mean, I'm not being funny, love and light and all that, yes, we have to be loving, but some people see loving in a different way. Is if you're going to tell me, yes, it is about forgiving in certain senses, but you've got to love everyone. So if there was a child and it was killed in front of you, you're telling me you wouldn't, your emotions, you're just going to stand there and go, oh. Well, that's what they want you to do on certain new age things, don't that? You wouldn't react to it. I know it is, there's cause and effect and all that, but there's so much twist. Oh my God, this bird. There's so much twisted stuff going on. You know, there is darkness that refuses to have change or heart with all the rest of the world. There is, and that is what's going on. They just won't. They just won't. There's some that can be dark, as we know in the Q sense, if you know what I mean. Dark. You can have a dark hat go to a white hat, and a white hat go to a dark hat. But I was listening to someone today, last night in bed, and it was like, yeah, there can be some people, even entities, where because they're in a system themselves and they don't realise what's going on because they're not awake to it, then they feel something, someone's energy, and then they're like, oh my God, I didn't realise, and then they can change. It doesn't mean you can't change, but there's some that just totally... Just sat right there. He wants to come over, but he just won't sit on my arm yet. Well, come on then. You're just mad. Come on. Sat right on the John picture, which is right there. Satan's lies have made telling the truth complex. Yeah, that's what it is. It's telling the truth complex. So we all get mixed up in, like, how should I be? I shouldn't swear. I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't say that. Even someone said you shouldn't even say the word God because it's feeding into that entity, because it's got a big ego. And there is like a false, there is that side of an ego to Mother Earth as well. You know, everything's got to be in balance. Yeah, and timelines. There's timelines. It's like when I said I went past my nana's today. That was a timeline in my past where I think, God, someone else is living there now. And I remember when I was there, and I never thought I'd be. You never see yourself, like I said at the beginning, as a child moving away from that timeline of then. You know, my nana's not here now, and she doesn't live there now, but someone else lives there now. And there's these and I believe in timelines. Love is not hard, it is just, yeah, it's natural. Love is organic, and that's what those who are not organic, if you get what I'm saying, are artificial, don't like it because it's what we are. It doesn't mean you can't get fired up. I do think that's a trap, as in a bit of the God thing of like, you must be this and your sins are this. It's all to keep you to stop from like, well, stop what's going on now. Stop standing up for the people. Stop speaking because you're in fear. You're in fear. God says, don't do this and don't do that. What? You have to rise up sometimes and speak the truth and say certain stuff like Roseanne Barr did and then she got fired. That's only because she was in that system that did that. People looking at the wrong end of things. Yeah, I don't mean New Age. I'm saying religion, New Age and all that sort of stuff has been hijacked. So you've got to be very careful. I'm not saying people in the New Age are bad. I'm saying, because I'm into all that, is sometimes they can be saying things they think's true and this, that and the other, and it might not be. It might just be keeping them in a bliss state, but just in an arena, like loads of arenas, where they just stay there and they don't really branch out to go off anywhere else. They'll come out of it. That's why I say different things and come on speaking about different things, because I'm everywhere. You're easier to control you're easier to control if you're in fear, and that's the whole thing that they've put out there in every system arena going, is put you in fear. That's why I say when people come on YouTube and they have channels, some people don't show the faces because they're in fear. They're going about the system and the AI and they say, oh well, they know, and then they know who you are. They know who you are anyway. But if you're definitely in fear, you're going to get paranoid as well. Stand up in the truth of light. Stand up. Be a sword. That's why they say the sword. Cut through those lies. That's what the sword's for. Cut through the veil. Cut through the lies. Veil is already dropping. Yeah, oh God, yeah, the veil is dropping. That's why there's so many people talking about this sort of stuff. Even we're all talking about slightly different things, but the same thing, and trying to move that little bit out and put that jigsaw piece in. Sometimes you might take that jigsaw piece out that you thought fitted, and then you're like, hang on a minute, I've actually found another one, and that actually, even though they both fit, the picture looks better. It doesn't look as fuzzy, if you get what I'm saying. That's just come out my mouth. So veil is thinning still there, mate. Yeah, well, if you think about it, like the layers of earth have been compressed, and there's so many layers and fossils in there, and this part of it's like that. We're just, like I said, you're in your little sci-fi film where you've got all these, like the tech where it's little pictures and you're moving it out of the way, like in Valerian when you have that big glass computer board thing, you're like, flick it that way. Yeah, I've looked at that information now, I'll take a little bit of that. Matrix, woo, 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 woo. You're just like that. No one gets what I'm saying. But I am going to bring this up because I just feel like it, but the person might be lingering now, but the person that I was sort of talking about before has been putting me in bad energy, because I believe I've been putting them in bad energy and they've been putting me in bad energy, because I'm not going to go through it properly, but they've been sort of going on about something that I didn't want and constantly going on about it, and then I thought it was alright and then it wasn't, and then constantly going on about it, and it's just like I'm infuriated and I'm like in a state of passive aggressiveness with this person because they don't listen. And even though we're on the same sort of thing, they still weren't listening, and proving the fact the other day that they're still going on about this thing that I didn't want to be a part of, but they still kept telling me that I would be, and I was like, no, I know myself, and that's not what, no. And yeah, it was just the energy was just dragging me down, and I was probably dragging them down with mine because I didn't want this thing, and I can't really explain it properly, but it was just like, well, I need to cut you off now because you're draining me energy and I'm not feeling good about it. And if you're not feeling good about it, I'm going to say it, I don't care if this person's listening, this person thinks I'm their twin flame, right? And now if we're into twin flames and soulmates, I used to think your soulmate was the one you're supposed to be with. I think your soulmate can be anybody, sort of like a friend or whatever. A twin flame, I think, can be a relationship, but also can be a friend as well. But you just, doesn't mean it's a relationship. But I think this person was getting mixed up with that. Not that we're in a relationship, but I was just like, I'm not though. And they're like, yeah, you are. And they send me this video and I'm like, do you not resonate with it? And I've told them before, no, I don't. resonate with it. I've got no feeling off it. If I've got no feeling off it, it doesn't resonate with me, if anyone gets what I'm saying. I'm not being told off you that it is when I'm saying, no, it's not. Because this person obviously wanted something and they're getting infuriated and mad because they want something I don't want. You know? So therefore, it's like, go in yourself and be happy with yourself. I don't want it. Twin flame can be deceiving. Yeah, twin flames can be deceiving for a lot of people. Yeah, they thought I was. I'm like, no, I'm not. And some of them can't be together anyway. But I think this person was just getting mad and upset because they wanted something I didn't. And I'm like, but I don't want that. And I've told you, and you're bringing it up again. And that's why I think this person was a bit mad today, because it's like, I can't really explain it, but I'm like, no. That's why I had to go out today. I had to go for a walk. I was doing it anyway, but I just had to go out and be outside and clear my head, because it was like, this energy is just not good. My computer under trying to prevent me. Oh, they'll try and get you. Yeah, they'll try and get you stopped from sharing info, because that's what they want. Yeah, I do have every right to reject that person. It doesn't mean they're bad, because that's what they're assuming I think. It doesn't mean they're bad at all. It's just we're not on the same sort of energy frequency as that sort of thing. That I don't want that frequency. And I have every right to say I'm not, and this person gets mad when I'm saying no. You know, if anyone gets what I'm saying. Magical day, everyone. I've got to go. Bye. I'll be going soon. I'm just having a long chat here because I won't be on tonight, so I thought I'd just come on a bit longer and then I can sort my stuff out. My twin flame is Chris. Yeah. Mother Earth. And that's not a bad thing. That's just yeah. It's starting to feel like that, you know. It's a bit like but it's like, you know, it's not a bad thing, but it's just like, if someone's telling you no, listen to them. Yeah, well, they told me I was narcissistic, and I'm like, well, we all do have a bit of that in us anyway, but it's like, yeah, it's a bit like, I'm happy myself at the minute, as the way things are at the minute. Yes, I've said this before, yes, when I get with someone and it's in balance, that would be brilliant, but I'm not in no rush. I think this person's in rush, and it all happens in the correct time when it's meant to happen. That's another thing that's put out. You must be with someone, you must be doing. No, it's got to be right though. You know, I'm happy with myself. This person tells me I'm not. I'm like, I am. This is what I'm saying. Don't let anyone tell you what you are and you aren't. Go with the flow. Exactly. I always go with the flow. That's why I say today, if I come on and say, oh, I'm coming on, and then I don't come on, or someone says, oh, you're doing this tomorrow, I'm like, oh, I'm not sure, because I'll wake up in the morning and think, actually, I don't want to do that with that person or this, that. It's not because I'm being nasty. It's just like, I'll just go in the flow. I'm feeling the energy today. Like I said, I'd come on after. I thought I'll come on now because I know I'm going to get a bit tired after. I did a lot of walking and stuff, but it's just like, no one can tell me. This person telling me what I feel. No one can tell me what I'm feeling. Just because they're assuming I'm getting angry. What I'm feeling. I know myself. I know how I'm feeling. I know what I've done in my life. I know how I'm feeling. I know I'm all right at the minute, and that's okay. And they said, you're not happy. There's a difference between being happy and, you know, you're just not sad. I'm like, I'm happy. I'll enjoy the time that I've got to do the things before I have to be in balance and share it with somebody else. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing wrong in that at all. But we're made to feel it's wrong. And then we've got people like that pumping that out again, and it's like, no. You know what I mean? Thank you. I'm not like, this person will say, oh, well, yeah, you go on YouTube and you're all like happy, but when you get on the phone to me, you're all like grumpy. And I felt like saying, well, that's because we have conflicting things all the time, which isn't a bad thing. But to me, this person is always like, I've never seen a silver lining in anything he says. If I say something to him, everything's bad, everybody's bad, every guy that says hi to me is after me, or this, that, and the other. That pumps out to me if this person is listening. No, you are feeling like that because it says I'm projecting, or whatever the word is, reflecting, or whatever, is because I don't want you that way. So therefore, when you look at everybody, you're like, oh, are they all right? Are they a bad person? They're bad. And I'm like, you're getting a bit paranoid. Like, what's going on? You're going on about men. Oh, they're all like just talking to you in here because of baby. Well, that's a bit like jealousy to me, and I'm not even with you. So what's all that about? So I'm hearing exactly. Jealousy does not belong with the soul. Exactly. But this person, if you're listening, I'm sorry, it's jealousy. You can think what you want, but it is. It's jealousy. Oh, somebody was there, and they met. Oh, is it a friend or is it like what they do? Like it's like what? Not even in a relationship. We're just meant to be friends, but we can't even be that now because you're just dragging my energy down with stuff. Like, you know that thing, like, I do believe men and women can be friends, but when someone's saying they can be friends, but they wanted something more, but then you've told them no, and then they're coming back, like 3 times, they're all right, and then they're doing it again, and you're like, what are you doing? You're not listening. So, no, we can't be friends because you obviously can't do it. Maybe that sounds nasty, but, and I don't hate this person, it's just like, you just take, I can't, you know, when you do that thing, you can't be around people who are just constantly dragging your energy down. And because I'm not into that, and you know, on my side, and I'm not into that, we sort of conflict on different things. I'm probably dragging his energy down as well. So we both just need to part. Doesn't mean we hate each other. It's not about that. He's not a bad person, but. And then I saw it again today because it's like, what are you doing? You just look like you're looking for attention. We're not speaking, yet you come into chat and start going on, and it's like, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it like it is, asking to get chucked out. Well, why are you watching? It's easy, just switch off. What's the problem? Stop looking for attention. Stop being the victim. That's how I see it. Being a bit outspoken here, probably won't like it, but what am I spoken? He'll probably put a thumbs down, but there you go. I will, because I'm only going to stay on for about 10 minutes more, then I'm going to go. Actually, I'll read some of your comments because, right, where am I going? He's in love with you. Yeah, in his mind, and mind's a dangerous thing, people. No one can stop Dolly's happening. Yeah, and that's what I feel like. This person might not think they're doing that, but that's what I feel like this person's been doing, trying to like crush my spirit. You won't do it, even though if that's not their intention, it's how I feel, because it's like you're not listening. And I don't mean with what I believe in, just the way you keep coming back doing certain stuff when I've said that's not what's going on. Don't play it over in your mind. Exactly, because when you play it over in your mind, that's feeding energy, and that's what I was saying about, I wanted to do a chat on, I probably will do, because it's a split chat of your mindset, even though that's not really where we come from. You come from here, but, you know, in his mind, he thinks that. He's thinking that in his mind. It's like, no. If you're being of love, then you do not judge each other. Mistrust each other. Yeah. Well, to tell the truth, this person says they don't do this and they don't lie, they don't do that. And I've caught him out on silly little things. So it's like, oh, don't contradict yourself, you know. Blah, 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 blah. Hang on a minute. Yeah. And I don't mean that in a harmful way either. It's just, you know. Oh, no fifth me. And it's that thing as well of, like Fifth World just put fire there, and, you know, a lion is, sometimes things have just got to be said because some people don't listen properly. So that's why sometimes people get mad and angry and they have to say it in a certain way, which might hurt somebody, but it's like hurting someone in a good way because they're not listening. And then it's like, well, how would you say it? So maybe that they do cut off because that's the only reason you can sort of throw something at them to go, look, boom, right, well, you're not we can't speak to each other then. Someone kills or murders a child, I will judge them as being evil. I think that as well, because the way I look at things is that, you have to be, I'm starting to look at that different now. We have to forgive, we have to forgive certain things. Like I had a relationship where it wasn't very good, and, you know, no one murdered anyone, but it wasn't very good, and I can forgive them. But it's like you said, someone murders a child, I know they say about unconditional love, but I'm getting a bit thingy with all this sort of other indoctrination we've been told. I'm not going to kill him, but I don't know. Can you really say that you'd forgive him? You know? There's all that sort of stuff going on. That's why it's so hard with stuff. But don't beat yourself up about it. The big bazooka, I haven't figured it out properly yet. I think it was a bit cloudy yesterday, so I didn't see nothing. And then when I start getting used to it, then I'll have to find out if I can put anything on it that might be able to film it. And that's another thing, because that's me getting used to technology again. I believe I was looking through the wrong thing, or I've got the wrong thing on the end. I will figure it out in time, and then hopefully we can talk about that, because those stars are light. I believe Mother Earth is birthing into a star. You know, they say she explodes. Oh, she's just turning her energies, to light. Star. Your heart will feel like on fire when you have to correct somebody like behaviour. Yeah, unconditional. Yeah, and it's a bit like that person was making me feel bad because I can be so passive aggressive, like, and they're like, oh, and they're talking like, oh, I am all one and holy, and I used to joke saying, stop talking like Jesus, like, stop talking like, oh, kindred one and all that, because I'm like, that doesn't even feel right. That's not the real me. I'm not going to start going around going, oh, it doesn't mean I've not got good essence. It's just like, I don't talk like that. And I don't believe this person did before. Like, it doesn't mean that you're a nasty person. It's like, be the real you, It is the holy fire. I don't even like the word holy anymore, I don't even think. Earthly. I am Earth, Sun, Earth, Venus, Fire, Moon, and Earth ascending. Exactly, LA Taylor. It's Earth ascending to star, light. Mother Earth, Father Sun. She's got a fire in her belly right now, so have we. She's not happy at the minute, with certain stuff. That's why there's a lot of, I think, fire bubbling up, because she's rebirthing right now. Like I said, it's the dark and the light, and those energies merging, and feeling that energy is our higher self that gives a warning to us when something is out of. Yeah, like I said, if you just came in for and you didn't see the pictures of the reptilian pictures I put up, I'll show them again, because I just did like them, even though the reptilian ones aren't very good, as in the energy off it. But which one was it? It was reptilian one. That's why you don't think, you're told what to think, so you don't think, is this reptilian, is he got a good energy or a bad energy, compared to a reptilian. You should feel it in your heart, not think it what you've been told off TV and films. This one, he looks more knowledgeable. He might look scary to some, but if you look at his face, but it's a really bad picture as well, so not a really good one to put up. He just looks more knowledgeable. He's just sort of neutral. I mean, yes, he looks a bit thingy because he obviously he's not human, and he might look a bit scary to some, but just more neutral compared to this one, who comes across as a bit warmongering, a bit more like a warrior type sort of thing. But the best ones are the Nordic ones. Nordic one is, if you want to talk about light, you would see this person as angelic or played, whatever, but look at his face. Do you think his intentions are good? Even though if he popped out somewhere, you'd be like, oh, he looks a bit like an angel, it looks a bit like this. But does he look organic and like an essence of like what's his true sort of essence compared to this Nordic, which looks more organic and natural and softer? And you feel it, you don't think it because you're told what to think through mainstream media and films and stuff like, oh, they're all bad, or this if we're talking about, like I said, reptilians and Nordics, oh, reptilians are bad. They're not all bad. It's different races, and every race has good and bad in it. So that's what you've got to come to terms with as well. It's being racist to those as well. different beings, being racist to different beings because you're being told what to think, you know, out of fear. Puts you in fear. We will probably recognise them by fear. Yeah, you feel their energy. Like I said, you know this because, like I said, if you meet someone for the first time, someone starts at work, a new person or a friend comes around with a friend that you've never met before, and they go, oh, I've got a new friend to meet, and you're like, when they go, you're a bit like, I was a bit, said this before, off about them. It's not because you're thinking it, it's because you're feeling it. That's why they say gut feeling, don't they? The gut feeling, not that heart centre, soul energy feeling of, you know something's not quite right. It's not here. This is what you're told. This is what you're programmed to think. Like when you watch movies, sci-fi movies, everyone says, oh, reptilians are bad, this is bad, blah, 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 doing that as an example. Well, they're not all bad, are they? Because we're not all good, we're bad as well. So it's like there's, like I said, you know, there's different people with different morals, you know, same as out there. There are good aliens in this world that need protection from us. Yeah, from us as well. You will see that when the vote. Yeah, because there's a lot of us, I don't mean us, but there's a lot of humans that are not good people. That's why Trump's putting a wall up for now. And Brexit, because we don't want people in with bad intentions that are going around doing nasty things. We know that's going on all over the world. And that's the same as that out there as well. There's good and bad. You know, when truth is known of who you really are, and it will happen. No need for crutches. Churches, yes, sorry, the parasites used church and their Bible by they wrote and controlled what to entrap. Yeah, you truth mixed up with exactly, and that's why I said that guy I was watching the other day, George, whatever, the one I said go and look at. When you watch some of his videos, I'm not saying I believe everything he says, as in think about Trump and all that. You know, take what from it you will, but certain stuff he's saying, I said, yeah, it makes total sense. Because I've been fighting against this, to be holy and to be this. And not that I'm into the Bible or I'm religious. Like I said, I believe in a creator universe. We are a creator universe, not God. I believe in a source. It's like fighting against this. Like I'm trying to put myself in that box and trying to be like this. I'm trying to do what they're telling me to do, which is a system. Another system on the system. You think you're out of the system because maybe you're out of the school system or you're out of the government system, which we're not, and then you think, oh yeah, I'm free. Well, you're not, because there's a system on top of that, you know. Chlorines are the new lie detectors, sense bullshit we have to be off the charts, surgical thinking in this, but yeah, we will admit our own, because we are energy. They feed off our energy. Fear is their food. Energy. If you think that, if you're into all like, oh, God worshipping, you're not supposed to be worshipping anyone else or godly, and you're doing all this and you're praying to that entity, that's feeding off your energy. Big, making itself bigger. Reminds me of The Entity. Did anyone watch Doctor Strange? Jack! I think it was Doctor Strange, and the big thing at the end, the big plasma-y thing that was feeding off everything. Like that. It was getting all like, wow. I thought it was all, if anyone gets what I'm saying. Oh, and I will throw out there again, the new film, Shazam, or whatever, is that kid in it? Is that not plasma? Anyone's seen the advert for it? I'm like, some of us are already walking lie detectors. Oh yeah, bullshit detectors, like Trump is when he shouted it out. Anyone know much about HR negative? I've seen bits about that and this, that and the other, but yeah, and who knows? Yeah, that's right, Alfred. If you don't have fear, they can't feed on you. They feed off your fear. They can't feed off your positivity because they can't live off love, positivity. They feed off your fear. You know? Even silly little things like, I'm walking down that thing today and I'm like talking to you lot, and there's people about, obviously weren't shouting, but people are like, oh, couldn't do that. It's like, what are you bothered about what other people think? sat there drawing to myself with someone over the way, like, it's put you in fear of everything. Keep you from you. If one knows nothing, as long as you have love in your heart, you will be fine. Yeah, that's a fact. You need not. Well, yeah, there's that as well. Yeah, because that's why I say I can believe in everything and nothing. Because it's nice to look at stuff and know stuff and just go back to being you, but there is an awareness that you have to know, obviously, because it keeps you a little bit safer and not to be in fear. So you can go, do your stuff. Don't be in fear. Don't be in fear. We are much stronger than them, much more powerful, and they know that, and that's why a lot of people are saying out there, they are shit scared of what's going on with this Great Awakening, because they know we're more powerful, and once everyone takes the blinkers off, it's like, game over. Game over. Yeah, they keep finding new ways to create it. It's so perfect. Yeah, they keep trying new ways to put fear into us all the time. All the time. That's what the system is all the time. They have one system, it breaks down, so they get another one in. That's why I said they have got into spirituality and all the different factual things that can go out, if that's the right word. They go in everywhere because they have to install some sort of fear in it. Like, don't do this because it's the devil. Don't do this because this will do this. And if it's like, oh, so you're not going to do anything, you're just going to be like walking around in circles. Yeah, you end up repressing yourself. Exactly. You realise who you are, and then everything they throw at you are only little. Yeah. And if you know that as well, like if you met up with something and then it was like, if you didn't know you were powerful, you'd be bowing down to it and being like fearful, and they'd be like, ha ha ha, but it's not. Asking yourself if you should do this or that just because what they might think. Exactly. And that's why you do what you want to do. I mean, not in a sense of like hurting anyone, but you shouldn't be scared of like doing something because of what someone else thinks, like, that's bad, or shouldn't be doing. It's like, what? Do you? It's like today, people might think I'm bad because Mum lives in Wales and my sister's gone down, but she's gone down with a partner and kids and that, and I didn't think I'd fit in the car, but because I was feeling a bit cacky this morning, I knew I needed to go out in nature and just be around that. And I know it sounds awful because my mum thinks a lot, and I'm always telling her, Mum, don't think a lot, because you're always thinking on things and constant same thing, and that keeps you in that cycle of keeping yourself a bit down about stuff, or just thinking about one thing. Let it come and let it go. And because I didn't know we were going down, because I didn't know my sister was going to go down, even though it's Mother's Day, I didn't know about it. And but then because I felt a bit cacky last night, I wasn't going because I thought I was going to be doing something today, and then I didn't. So I didn't go. But I know it sounds awful. I didn't want to go, as in, it's not because I didn't want to see my mum, because she's coming down soon anyway, and I sent her a Mother's Day gift, handmade little notebook with one of my book markers, which she said she was grateful for because she reads a lot now, so she wanted one of these little handmade book markers, because I normally make her something handmade. And she's coming down in a couple of weeks anyway, but I just didn't feel like it, and some people might feel that's bad, but I just couldn't. I just needed to go and do myself today. I just needed to go out in nature and just be with it, and I just knew, because I knew, because I had a bad head this morning, that if I'd have gone there, then like, just the way I know things would have gone and everything, and too much chattering and that. I just wanted to be with myself and my own energy today and be out in nature. If anyone gets what I said, and it's not a nasty thing, I just needed to, and I didn't know I was meant to be going anyway, so I wasn't sort of prepared, and I just wanted to, I slept in a bit this morning because I wasn't feeling well, so I wouldn't have been ready, but that's not a bad thing because I'm going to see her, and I told her, I said, I'm just, I've not been feeling a bit, so I knew it would have made me feel a bit worse if I'd have gone, even though it sounds daft, because my energy wasn't right at that time. I just had to go out and clear it in nature, and then it'd be all right. Do you know? The way you love your children is the way the true creator, mother. Yeah. My mum and I are H. I don't know what I am. Do you know? I don't know what I am. Very highly connected. We laugh about. Yeah, I don't, because I've heard people say about the H. What is it? Is that blood type? Whatever. I don't know what I am. Honestly, I don't know what I am. I don't know. I'm the exact same, Dolly. Yeah, because I used to think, oh, you know, when you're like, I'm going to go in a bit. I'll probably be on here all day now because I'm trying to get this out. The bird's going mad. Yes, we know. I used to feel like that when I was younger because obviously you grow and realise things. That's what we're doing still now with all this truth coming out. Is you feel like you have to do things sometimes, obviously to be nice because you want to be nice, but sometimes you do something for a friend. Not saying you don't do things for friends because you do it anyway, but sometimes you do something, you know, if like someone goes, oh, do you want to come here? And you go, yeah, and then you feel like you're letting them down sometimes, but you know that if you go, I've done that loads of time where I've gone out and done something, I'll look in chat in a minute, you go out and do something because someone wants you to go out and obviously you want to make them happy, so you do it, but you know when you're there, you like, sometimes you can be like, I'm really tired, I wish I'd come out, like I don't feel like, I didn't really want to come out, but I wanted to. So sometimes you have to let that go and just say, sorry, I can't. It's not being nasty, it's just helping yourself sometimes. There's balance because you're going to do it and you do need to be out with friends and stuff. That's why I went round to mine yesterday, but there's sometimes when you just have to say no. It's all right to say no. We have this problem, you're not allowed to say no, you've got to do this, because I said a bit contradicting, like, yeah, you've got to give, but you've got to give to yourself as well. It doesn't mean you constantly have to be giving and giving and giving, because you do have to remember about yourself. So I've said that before, but it's not like these bad entities are more like self-serving when it's meant to be serving to others, but that other is also you, because it's got to be in balance. You know, it's not all you, nothing, but they are more me. It's balance. But if you are feeling one day, oh, do you know what, I've said I'd go, but I really... not doing you any good to go if it's going to make you miserable. As long as you're telling that person, obviously, you know, if anyone gets what I'm saying. Mine is the rarest guess in the blood. I don't even know what's rare. I don't even know what my blood... I haven't got a clue what my blood type is. And if I went to the doctors, they probably want to jab me with something, because when you go now, it's like, oh, do you know you've not had this jab since? Blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to do it now. It's like, no, move away from me. I don't want anything. Thank you very much. I don't know what I am. Mind you, they know. Can you just ring up and ask what blood type you are? I don't need to have a blood test, do I? They know, don't they? Is that your blood type? The negative thingy one. They blame men. They blame man for everything they do in human bodies. Not mankind. But all the damage to... yeah. I mean, I've even said that about mankind. It's not necessarily that, is it? And that's all coming back in it. Like, you know, it's all bonkers. I told my daughter the other day I was so proud of her for saying she would rather not do something. Exactly. You don't have to do something, because that's the whole thing when you're younger. It's all peer pressure. I've got to look cool and I've got to do this because my friends are doing it. And if I don't do it, I'm going to look uncool, or I'm not going to be part of the gang. Do you really want to be part of the sheep? Really? That's why I say I don't care if people laugh at me on here or they think, oh, Jesus, what's she talking about now? Shouldn't even say that word, because that's feeding into that energy. Oh, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I'm happy though. It doesn't bother me what other people think. I'm like, you can't tell me I'm nuts. I know that anyway. And that's a compliment, because that means I'm not following the sheep. As such. Not the sheep anyway. Love is the highest vibration. Keep your vibration high. Laughter is the best. Here's one for you. Here's a pump of energy. Where is it? Find it. Oh, it's right in front of my face. Listen to this. This is my message today, if my phone doesn't go off. My message today was... ready? That was Happy Mother's Day, love you all the world. That was off my little one. Happy Mother's Day, love you all the world. You know, my little off my little one saying, Wrote his name on it. Don't know if you can see. Happy Mother's Day. Mummy makes me smile when she plays with me. So that's the little bouquet of flowers. Oh God, I just forgot. I treated myself to this. I'm going to go and put it in the fridge. It's been sat there for ages. Strawberry tart. Yeah, so like I said, I'm going to go in a minute. I'm going to pull a card, actually. Like I said, question. Guy said, question, nature of truth seeker. Question everything, as we know. By virtue of quest, I on. Question is the quest, I on. I'm on a quest. 'Tis a noble quest. Then, like I said, and then when I look back at pictures that I've drawn, I'm like, yes. Where is it? And I hope you enjoyed the video of the walk I did today, because I thought that was just like, you know. Like I said, when I wrote on there, yet again, we'll just say it, ascending is the merging within that true essence. It's merging energies together. And then that picture of we're all connected, grounded, but of everything. Heart here, which I did draw in a picture, because I normally draw a lot of pictures. Oh, I'll show you. Where's the picture? There it is. Let me get it. Picture that I'm drawing out. I tried to show yesterday. This is a representation of, I'm just thinking, Mother Earth, because it's a woman with flowers, and then you've got the heart here, which is in this book. Yes, it's called Lifting People's Sympathy Vibrations, when your vibration is, yeah, you do lift things, and I think you change things as well. These pictures. Thank you. I did one somewhere where, see, when I did this the other week, I was like, I did put the heart there. I didn't put the heart here. I put it here. You know, don't get offended, you know, any flat earthers, because I did draw a roundness, but it doesn't mean, you know, just saying. It was this. Was, because that's trying to say, you know, Mother Earth as in the womb, because she is the womb that we live on, on whatever. Our essence is here. You know, I say like hair is the antennae out into the universe, because we are the universe, creating our own little universes, you know, with everything connected. And I drew that ages ago, and it's just sort of still making sense. The womb, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I always say, Lucy, too. I always say, keep your vibrations high. Don't watch. That's why I don't watch things like horror films. I'm not into it. I don't see the point. Some people enjoy it. I don't. I don't enjoy overly violent films, because I just like watching things that are high vibrational, or some things that might be a bit weird, but I'm trying to look behind it, you know, like, yes. But I do like things that's why I've always liked fantasy stuff and stuff like that, because I'm just like, yeah, I'm not into all that sort of negative sort of stuff. Even though I do like Game of Thrones, but when you look at Game of Thrones, it's like, well, I mean, yeah, you do have to see the dark side. I do like Game of Thrones. I've not got through all of it still yet, because I can't play my thing. But you see what's going on there with the Game of Thrones. You know, the Game of Thrones, the game. Yeah, so are you also musical because they're part of the same side of the brain? Musical, me? I don't know, because I've never really done musical stuff. I said I'd love to get like an Indian, proper Native American Indian, one of them flutes, and I'd like to sort of mess around with that, and maybe I'll get one of them. I'd actually like to get some singing bowls, crystal singing bowls. Well, not some, one. Something. Yeah. Probably am, because you can do what you want, can't you? I'm creative, so I did it, I got into it. I could probably put some tunes out on it. I don't know. A little bit, sing a little bit if I know the song a little, you know. What are you singing? Yes. Makes me laugh because when you talk to him, puts his head on the side like this, like, I'm listening. You say as well, with the change coming and everything merging, animals will understand you through energy, which makes me laugh because my little blackbird's come back in the garden that I didn't see last year, and he's actually called Donald, not after Donald Trump, after my granddad was called Donald. And he's come back. I've seen bumblebees again. There was a massive bumblebee at my bedroom window yesterday. It was massive, big, fat one. The mouse is still in the house. Went to bed last night and heard this noise. I thought, oh my god, it's in the bedroom. It wasn't. There was sawdust on the floor down near the door, and I thought, the bird's been pecking at the door. I've realised it wasn't. It was the mouse. I left the door open. He's been gnawing to try and get in the door to get to his bird food. I don't know how to catch this mouse. I don't know how to catch it. I have to speak to it. I don't know how to catch the mouse. It's only a field mouse, but it needs to get out of the house because it's gnawing my door for it to get in. I'm going to have to leave it open. So, I don't know where it is. I don't see it in the day. I don't know where it is. Like, oh my god. Oh, a harp. Look. Hi, Dave. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. I'd say Happy Mother's Day to Mother Earth. I never got... No, you won't get a notification, Dave. You know. I used to have a robin that would follow me. LA Taylor. The robin that follows me is down in the country park. I saw it today, but I couldn't film it. And there's a special place where I see it, and it was there again. And it's a robin. And I always see it. Always see it. There was a parrot or a lovebird down there today, because there is some of you down there, because some got out of a pet shop or something. No, it's Mother's Day today here, as in Mother's Day in the UK anyway. But I'm saying Happy Mother's Day to Mother Earth. Check out the glass harp music. Glass harp music. Ooh. They're a good way to make a trap on you. What's made with a plastic bucket? A harp? What? They're a good way to make... Oh, you mean a mouse trap? I thought you meant a harp. I was like, I was going to make a harp out of a plastic bucket. I've got a mouse trap. It's a little plastic one. A little thing on them. When they go in, it just shuts behind them so you can go and take them somewhere. But not working at the minute. I don't know what food to put. I've had seed in it, cheese in it, chocolate in it, peanut butter. Don't know. One guy plays crystal glasses. Also. Oh. I like the do. But yeah, I like the crystal, what they call, singing bowl thing. Or a Native American Indian flute would be quite awesome, because I've got a flute. It doesn't tune to anything, because it's just basically a piece of bamboo with holes in it, and it doesn't really do anything. I don't even know where it is actually. Where is it? And laugh at this. This is rubbish. This is rubbish. This is not going to do anything, because it's just like, it's not going to Not even got a thing on the back. It's not even going to tune. Oh, because I'm sure if you get a proper one, like a Native American Indian one, it doesn't have a bottom like that, and I'm sure it's got bigger holes in. They're all the same. It's just a little. Finn plays with it. It's just a little cheap one. Maybe if I play this, like the Pied Piper, get the mouse trap. Put a fake lid with us. Oh. Yeah, I'll have to look because I'm going to have to check this mousetrap I've got out again, and then I'm going to have to put it in different areas. Yeah, I can be in your band, Dave, with me little bamboo untuned flute. No, it's a dead cheap one, so obviously that's why it sounds terrible. Yeah. So, I'm going to go in. I'm not even going to say I'm not coming on, or I am coming on, because like I said, I don't even know why I bother saying anything, because if I feel like it I will, and I won't, but I probably won't, because it's 6:30 and I didn't even know it was that time, and I've been yakking on for ages. But basically it's just to say, at the end of the day, energy's emerging. Don't get I don't even know what the word is, don't get, if you're feeling a bit cacky or whatever, get out in nature. That's one of the best things you can do. And just be you. I'm not being told that I'm a bad person because I've said something in a different way to somebody in a blah, 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 blah. I know me at the end of the day, and I know my true essence of what, I just know me. And I know not anyone can say anything, and it's like, well, you can say what you want, I know me. No one knows you better than yourself. So no one can say anything, so don't let anything affect you by someone saying you're not what you truly are, or you're perceiving yourself as something on YouTube as you're not, as this person was trying to say. And it's like, no, I am like this most of the time, but if you're in a sort of thing with me and I'm believing what I'm saying, yeah, maybe that's a bit of confronting and all that, but there you go, I'm just being me. But yeah, just be you, and don't let anyone tell you any different, because they're not liking what you're saying, or this, that and the other, and it doesn't merge in with their energy of how they want you to be or whatever. And well, this is a fanfare Anne, really, isn't it? It's just like, oh well, thank you. I never came on here saying that I was all sweetness and light, and I don't get angry, and I've come on here and said I'm all holy and holy. I've never said that. People have seen videos of me before when I've gone on a tangent about something, I mean way back, and I've been like, so I've never come on here saying, oh, I am all holy and I am from blah de blah, and I'm all never say anything bad. I never came on here saying that. When I'm in my energy mode and I'm quite high, I don't mean high as in smoking something, I just mean high on vibration, I come on here and do it. I'm not going to come on and be in, I do have my down times where I'm not sad, but I can have my times when I'm just like a bit low in energy. I'm not going to come on here when I'm low in energy. What's the point? No one wants to see me low in energy, because I'd be just like, no, well, today, I'm not going to come on and do that. But that's another side, sorry, before I go, that you can have your downsides, because everything's not about beginning to realise, yes, we are staying in a higher frequency, but it's not all about just being in a higher frequency. You have them other times, and you're allowed to have them other times, because even this thing of ascension and high vibrations, I think that's even a bit of a control thing as well. It's like you can look at the other things. You are allowed to look at your shadow self. You are allowed to be in them shadows sometimes. You are allowed. If you want a day off or you're feeling crappy, that's fine. Yeah. Or we are human for now. Or you know, we are human as well as being, you know, you got your higher self, your spiritual being driving your human avatar. We're both, like I've said before, it's all about balance. So sometimes you have to balance a higher frequency with a bit of that other sometimes. Bring it in a little bit. You know, because then you can look at people sometimes and think, oh my God, they're high vibrating all the time, they're high vibrating all the time. Oh my God, I need to be high vibrating all the time. I feel really down now because that person's high vibrating all the time and I just can't. It's like, no. People come down in the middle, sometimes they're up, woof. You know, when that energy comes in, then you go, like everyone's saying, they've been feeling a bit funny lately. You're allowed to. You could always sit and look at the screen, we won't mind. First time I have seen some trolls on your live chat. I'm sure you had them before, but today was noticeable. They fade out. Well, the person that came in before, I sort of know and I speak to on the phone, and their energy's just not in a good place at the minute. I know that because I know what they've been talking about. So I'm not hating on this person, but I just don't understand why they came in the energy they're in, because they know what I've been, you know. And then they're coming in and asking me to be chucked out when it's like, well, just don't watch. But no one needs to chuck you out of the chat. Do it yourself. But I have noticed there's not a lot been in lately because so thanks, Fifth World. I'm having a day off. It's done. DVDs today. Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to because my head's totally cleared up from being out. My snuffles are not that bad. It's normally at night, isn't it? But because I took myself out in nature, yeah, moderator's doing a good job. Well, that's why I said no one chucked him out. I chucked him out in the end because it's like, well, I think someone else is like, what are you doing? Just go. I'm saying you're not, you know, no one's keeping you in here. But yeah, I'm going to have I don't know what to watch. I feel like a film. I feel like chilling with a film with my strawberry Mother's Day tart today. I've treated myself to that. Yeah, just don't put too much pressure on yourself to be like, oh, holy, because that is a program as well. You know what I mean? Remember, there's layers on layers on layers. It is like an onion. So that person laughed at me for saying that once, but it is. There's layers of projections of. I don't know what the right word is, but anyway, I hope you've sort of got what I was trying to get out. It's basically just energies emerging, and they're probably a bit like this, like we've always been split for a long until they go, you know, like dark and the light, yin and yang, a bit like that. They sort of try and push each other away a little bit, but then it's like, yes. Probably made you jump then. Merging. It's not about getting rid of this energy. This energy, that dark energy is not going anywhere. That light is not. It's coming together. So it's what's it transcended, muted out of merged. Right word, like balance. That's all it is. Balance. You can't have too much of this dark going over the light because it doesn't work, and you can't have too much light going over here. Both together. And that's why I say there's a physical and there's a spiritual, and they're coming together. It's in everything. Transmute. Yes. That's what it is. But because we've been suppressed for so long and things have been apart, it's a new thing, isn't it? It's just like, God, this is weird. Like, all these energies are coming in. It's like, thunk. Then they come together like a magnet. You can't stop it. It's been trying to get there, but if you think about it, there's two magnets there. I know they normally push away, that's what they're doing, but it's a bit like these energies are trying to come together, but there's been something here, like the deceit, I don't know what you want to call it. They're pushing them apart all the time. All the lies are in the middle here. Let's explain it like that. All the lies are in the middle, pushing these that are meant to be together, divine and masculine, whatever you want to call it, all the words that everyone says and everyone gets triggered by because it's words that confuse everyone as well, and the way it's spelt and stuff. And they're trying to come together, and all this khaki stuff's in the middle, all this demiurge and all this false light, false stuff. And then that's why we're saying when that breaks down, starts crumbling, it's just going to. Yes, it is, Jack. What do you think? What do you think? Yes. listening? I know you're listening. Oh. Beautiful boy. Yes, you are. I don't even know if it's a girl or a boy, actually, but are you beautiful? Here you are. Yes. Oh. You are. You are. You're pooing everywhere, but you're still beautiful. Mummy's got to clean up after you. Oh. Yes. Are you listening to me, Anne? Like this. See if we can see him up here, I don't know. Where are you? No, he's behind the... He's near that plant, but behind it. Why don't you come and sit on this one? Come and sit on this. Come on, Dad. Come on. Oh, so I hope one day he actually lands on my shoulder. But I guess we'll see. So I'm going to go because I've been on for like 10,000 hours. But like I said, I was feeling quite high in energy, so I thought I'd come on. And like I said, that's why I don't like organising stuff as such. Never have been an organised person because sometimes I feel like not doing something because my energy won't be in the right field or on the right wave that day. So, Soul Fam, yeah, you're all great. You're all great. Clowns to... Don't even get me on that. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Stuck in the middle with you. I love that as the great, the Q song. Hillary to the left, Obama to the right. Stuck in the middle with Q. Stuck in the middle with Q. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Stuck in the middle with you. Yeah, listen to good music as well. I choose good loving without a foot. Exactly. Do you remember that song? What was that? Well, there's been so many funny songs out there. That's what I mean with the Democrats on that side, you know, like all the memes that go out with what's going on have just been fantastic in the sense of humour, where that side, they're just not creative. So if they're not creative, something's going on there, they're not creators, are they? They're not creative, they're just like, I am a robot. I am not, I'm not, I'm not organic. No, you're not. That's why you're jealous, because you're not a creator. We're creators. Infinite love to you, Dolly and Arthur. Thank you. Yes, love to you all. Have a great Mother's Day with Mother Earth, and I'm just going to go and chill out now. I am with you, noisy birdie, and I should be cleaning up, but I'm not going to because I'm just going to go and chill. I've got plenty of time to do that tomorrow. It's not really messy actually. I was going to start painting this picture, but I think I'll leave that tomorrow. I think I'm just going to lie on the couch Mother's Day and I'm just going to watch a film with my strawberry tart and a brew, and I'm not going to give two today. I'm just going to chill out. I'm not even going to think about the cleaning today because I don't feel like doing it today. So catch you all soon. It won't be tonight because I've been on too long. Yeah, I'll try and... Actually, before they go, is there anything anyone would like me to do a chat on? Just to see. Yay for the moms, warriors of life and their children. Exactly. That's what it's all about. I've got kids. When I woke up, I was like, no! I'm not having it for my children's future, so excuse me for getting a bit angry with stuff. I'm not having it. Before I go, no. Crystals. I don't know if I could do a big one on that though, because I know the information and they sort of keep going. I'll just see what you all say. You all need to shout something out. Going, Dolly, whatever you're... Well, yeah, I should just go with the flow, shouldn't I? Which I normally do. Time travel. Actually, yes. Time travel's a good one because Dun, dun, dun. You know, I like the old Trump story. Donald Trump's uncle, the uncle, and Tesla and all that sort of stuff, which sort of goes into time travelling. And there was a really good meme with Trump with the book in his pocket of the guy out of, did you know the book out of Back to the Future when he has the sporting book and it's in his pocket? You know, someone's put it was hilarious. Yeah, and Barron, and I've not read that book yet, so maybe I'll do a bit of reading in that book because I've not gone into that book yet. I only do feel things like when I feel like it, and we can talk about that because that'd be a really good thing, and it might be my big book of remember that big book I got? Just let me have a look before we go. See if I can find it. Sliders. I think I've seen that. I don't know. You know, The Adventures of Little Baron and Trump, Baron Trump's Marvellous Underground Journey. You know, the one my dad got me for birthday. Started a bit, but I have that many books. And I only read when I want to read certain bits. Like, I won't stick to one book. So, this one. Do you remember this that I got on the internet? And I said we'd have to start going through it. Even though people go, well, you don't have to know certain things. Like, well, we can look. Just let me see if there's anything I can just sort of come across. One-way ticket from nowhere. Oh, I just opened the page on this page. One-way ticket from nowhere. For centuries, there have been reports of people suddenly appearing who have no known identity or whose background is completely a mystery. Where are there any explanations for these bizarre cases? Well, let me just have a little look. Unclothed man's death from exposure. What's that? Sometimes in strange circumstances without of any identification of their persons and without any kin or friends searching for them. While not all these people's deaths can be considered... Oh, yeah. What's this? Into thin air, vanished. What's that one? Peoples, animals and ordinary household objects that vanish into thin air or appear suddenly in unlikely places. These have always been part of folklore, you know, folklore, it's not real. But as Lynn Picknett, as someone points out, the disappearances continue. Who are the abductors? Yes. Out of thin air. Oh, this one, sorry, I'll come into chat. Out of thin air. Murdered men with no traceable past, navigators of medieval cloud ships. Mermen. Paul Begg discusses these and others who have suddenly appeared, disrupt our comfortable and ordered view of reality. Maybe we'll have to read a bit on that then, won't we? this. Citizens of, I don't even know what that says, Germany, at sunrise on the 14th April 1561, to the medieval mind, the strange and inexplicable objects and people that suddenly confronted them were only to be expected. It is little wonder that the belief in cloud ships that were reported in both France and England was so widespread. So yeah, I will have a look at this stuff, because Bermuda Triangle. There will be stories in here. Obviously, truth is in there. It's in this book, definitely. This book's really a really good book. Like I said before, it's got a lot of. Let me see. Me and my shadow. Me and my shadow. Just let me see what that is. Next door's argument. Me and my shadow says. Oh, this is funny. When impossible demands are made of us, we say, we can't be in two places at once. But in 1845, a French teacher, Amelie or something Sage, apparently was. Her well-witnessed, I don't even know what it says, was specially researched by Colin Godman, who tells the story. In 1853, the American writer Robert Dale Owen paused while in London to hear a story told by a young German woman that was to become a classic of its kind. It was apparently well-documented story of doppelganger. Know you? Where else? Doppelganger. The exact double that is supposed, according to legend, to stalk us all, but that stays just out of sight, because you're not supposed to see yourself, are you? Because it affects timelines or whatever they say. The double in this story of Fetch, as the Victorians chose to name it, stayed out of sight of the victim, but nevertheless it invoked widespread terror. This Fetch was that of a French schoolmistress, and it was not seen only by the young woman telling the story, but by over 40 of her companions at school. Dale Owen made a note of every detail of the story, and it was soon to find a place in the annals of the late 19th century's physical research. That's interesting. Might have to have a look at that. And then we've got things like mixed doubles. This picture. This one. It's like your astral self or whatever, so I'm still waffling on here. One face to face with one's doppelganger of double is a rare but chilling experience. The German poet, whoever that is, one met himself coming towards him up a garden path. According to European folklore, this should have been a sign of his or do they just say that? Imminent death. But Goth, or what his name, Goth, I don't even know his name, lived for some years after his experience. The doppelganger, or in Victorian terms, is Fetch. It's always said to be indistinguishable from the real person and is apparently solid looking. However, much more common in archives of physical research is the ghostly double. Interesting. It's all interesting. What you all saying before I go? My personal experience, Jesus, is so very real. I've had a person. Yeah, I was saying truth is whatever you believe it to be. I'm not really into that sort of thing, but because I do believe there's false lights out there, but it's not put anyone off. You know, it's your experience and people experience their things. I think as long as it's a positive thing, you know, all truth resides within us. Waking up is tapping it into the knowledge, and the knowledge was taken away from you which you are now gaining back due to the higher energies by being sent back. Yeah, creators. If I see him and can touch you, be taken after. If I could have a time machine, know all events that will be, and that's to birth. When our doppelganger appeared. Yeah, so I mean, there's them stories in there. The doppelganger, which is you. It's sort of, to me, it's like you in the future, or you coming across yourself a bit like, you know, them films where they put out you're like in Back to the Future. He does that, doesn't he? When you go and you're not supposed to see each other because it distorts things or changes the timeline. You know, like Back to the Future, but we all know Back to the Future's, you know, we're not a story. You know, that sort of thing. So, I mean, I do believe in all that. Some people don't. Time travellers. That's why a lot of people go on about Trump and certain things, you know, because of the book, Baron's Underground Adventures, you know, and I'll have to start looking into that. But I only started reading a little bit of it, and I can't flipping remember now anyway. But yeah. So, yeah, we could do one on that. And I start reading a bit more of this. So I'm going to go because I've been on for ages. I need to go and get my tea. And I shall see you soon. So I hope you enjoyed the chat. You know, not trying to offend anyone or anything. I'm just saying it's just my feelings. So, yes. So, oh, Mark's in the house. I've been on for ages. So, how have I seen older versions of... I mean, I've had people saying to me, oh, God, you look like such and such body, and somebody who really knows looks like you. And I'm like, oh. My sister used to have dreams about doppelgangers of me, actually. So, so yeah, so I'm going to go because I've been yakking for ages. But I had the energy to come on, so that's why I did it. And I shall see you soon, and enjoy your morning, evening, night, whatever it is. I shall see you soon. Sorry, happy Mother's Day. Thank you. Yes, I shall see you soon, and keep doing what you're doing, folks. See you soon. Bye. Oh, I never know how to get off here. I'm like rubbish. Bye.